The first challenge versus my dad on FM26 has to be a big one as we take over the two best teams in the Premier League in recent seasons. With my dad becoming the manager of Manchester City and of course Erling Haaland, as I take over from Arne Slot as the manager of Liverpool to try and replicate their Premier League win last season. But the Premier League is not the only trophy we will be competing for, as over the course of the next 10 seasons, Dad and I will be trying to beat each other in every competition. As after the 10 seasons, the winner is the one who wins the most trophies between the two of us. Which means every trophy matters, as it's father versus son on FM26 across the next 10 seasons. With the start of the first season approaching really fast, we began assessing our teams and looking at what system we wanted to set them up with. Dad wanted to look at a 4-3-3 in possession, but dropping into a deep 4-2-3-1 when he loses the ball. Whereas I was going with something a little less structured with a 4-2-3-1 that drops into a 4-4-2, but with two outlets on the right-hand side. And that's because, of course, the two players that can give me that outlet being my best two counter-attacking players in Isak and Mohamed Salah. But trophy number one was already up for grabs for me because of the Community Shield match against Crystal Palace. And on a rainy day at Wembley, this might give me the early advantage in the challenge. And it was a quiet first half until the half-hour mark, where an attack down the left-hand side finally resulted in Szoboszlai making it 1-0. It stayed that way until we doubled our lead with a Mohamed Salah banger just after half-time. That was enough too to take the early advantage. The Community Shield added to the trophy cabinet, the first trophy to make the scores 1-0 to me before Dad has even kicked the ball competitively. However, he had bigger problems after losing on his first game of the season to Wolves. And that was enough to head straight to the tactics and change things around as he gets used to the FM26 new tactical system. Hoping that things can change in the following match, a massive match against Spurs. And it's games like this that Dad needs to win if he's going to challenge for the Premier League title. And 2 losses in his opening 2 games will certainly put the pressure on him already. Once again though, it's another loss, and even worse, he was goalless. And I had my own tricky tie at the start of the season, but I faced Arsenal and I came away with 3 points. Right, Dad, it's the first challenge of FM26.
Here we go.
We are racing to win as many trophies as possible within 10 seasons, and I'm already 1-0 up. And to be honest, that's all thanks to you guys, because you're the one that voted me to take over Liverpool. You wanted Dad you voted for Dad to be Man City manager. You all knew Liverpool were in the Community Shield. I said the rules in the instructions there for the vote.
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. You've already had to change the tactic.
Yes, I did. I didn't have a great start, so
No.
I felt that Phil Foden was being wasted in the midfield. I pushed him up to go in behind Haaland.
Yeah.
So he's more of an attacking midfielder. Yep. So I've changed it.
Losing to Wolves.
Yeah, that was
first game of the season.
That was the killer, the one that I saw when I looked at that. I mean, Spurs always lose, always beat Man City, so I had to take that one. But
at least the change you can see has worked, an away win against Brighton.
A good win as well, I feel. 3-0 away from home as well, yeah.
Now, we're looking at obviously Manchester City. Your star player is going to be this man, Erling Haaland. 10 years, he's probably still going to be good enough to use. I don't think you have to worry about changing it.
I don't think I'm going to have to, no. I'll just give him a little bit of help. Get some new wingers around him, new centre defender behind, midfielder behind him, so I reckon he'll be there.
Yeah, but even then, in 10 years, Foden's only going to be 35.
Right, yeah.
So you might be all right across 10 seasons. There's
but I'd like playing free up front.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll see about that. Brand new game. We've already struggled with one tactic. I think we should calm down a little bit. Now, we decided we're not going to make any transfers until January, because what tends to happen anyway is you get quite a lot of money in January. So we're going to wait till January to see what happens in terms of that transfer budget. So you might see us make some moves in January for that. Now, my start was a little bit better, but not amazing, because I also did lose away from home against Newcastle, but I did have 2 very good victories, of course, winning the cup against Palace and beating Arsenal 3-1. And Arsenal's very good on this. Arsenal, I think, actually are one of the better teams improvement-wise, I think they're going to be the one that's going to give us the hardest time with these trophies. I think they're,
as much as it hurts me to say it.
Yeah. But I got a nice little victory over there with Jeremy Frimpong even getting on the score sheet. Now, I've gone for a little bit of a different style of tactic, as you can see here, because I'm looking at more of the in possession and out of possession, the way that you can manipulate that and have a little bit of fun with it. It is going to take some getting used to. This is actually really good. I mean, we're looking at obviously things like the visualizer here, and it's kind of exactly... Once you see what this is like, then you can kind of understand tactics a little bit more. I think, when I'm out of possession and the ball's in their area, that's kind of how I want to set up. When it's, a mid-block area, I want Isak to be that. And my understanding of my tactic would be the wide outlets. I want Salah to stay up because he's not exactly very good at tracking back anyway. No. But I want Isak to always be a danger too. So that's my options that I'm going for this tactic. But here we go. FM26, the first series that we have is going to be 10 seasons, and the winner is whoever wins the most trophies. So let's see what happens season number 1. A big loss for Dad against Arsenal was the only defeat he faced in the following period. However, he had dropped a few silly points as the game against each other approached, and I'm sat in second place with City down in 6th. So a huge important match for us both in our first match against each other. A win for me and I keep the pressure on the league leaders. A win for Dad and he can begin to claw things back as well as dampen my chances. And in a thrilling game for the neutral, the match at the Etihad compiled of 9 goals in total, with Dad taking the lead at 3-0 and at 5-1 at points of the game, only for me to claw things back to try and keep it close, to then be shut off again in the most dominant performance yet for Dad, as his Manchester City wins the match and the 3 points by 6 goals to 3. In January, I was right, we did get budgets to spend money, and I was already targeting another option at centre-back, as I only really have 3 first-teamers. Dad also had been given a huge budget and decided that money will be needed to bring in a world-class centre-mid, as well as maybe another left-sided centre-back, with his main target for that position being Mickey van der Ven, who had a huge £114 million release clause in his contract, but Dad had the money to spend and was more than happy to activate that clause and eventually sign the defender. For defensive midfielder, he tried to target Vitinha from PSG, but their January price for the player was extortionate, and after bidding for 2 more players, he eventually signed Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan, who might be great in other ways, just slightly older than Dad was hoping to purchase. I had a similar situation with my left-sided centre-back, as I originally went for Schlotterbeck at Dortmund. I thought he would be perfect until he decided to reject me and join Manchester United, who are sat in 10th place, while I'm still sat in 2nd. So I eventually bought a youngster in Pau Navarro, who has potential to be world-class if he's given the game time. A couple of months later, and Dad is definitely out of the title race this season, while I'm still trying to chase a very good Arsenal team. He was also out of the FA Cup thanks to a penalty shootout to Bristol City, but we both found ourselves in the Champions League quarter-finals, as I've got Napoli next, with Dad playing Barcelona. And Barcelona eliminated Dad from the competition after a 3-2 aggregate score across 2 legs, where lone signing Marcus Rashford scored a beautiful counter-attacking goal, and that's exactly who I'll be facing in the semi-finals, after a solid performance in my quarter-final tie against Napoli. My Liverpool side performed much better than Dad's against the Spanish Giants as we put them away across our semi-final 2 legs. However, the craziest part of the season was that I had to beat Southend of the National League in the FA Cup semi-final to reach the final against Spurs. Which means yes, with the league there as well, there's an outside chance I could be 4 trophies up on Dad in just the first season. And we made it 2 after a tight extra time win over Spurs at Wembley in the FA Cup. Arsenal held on to become Premier League champions, and Dad finished in 4th place behind Spurs, so no trophy there. Which means the final game of the season, a Champions League final against none other than Arsenal again, is the main focus. Can I make it 3-0 in trophies in just season 1, or is this Arsenal side too difficult of an opponent for me as they look to win their first ever Champions League? And we had the ultimate start too in just the 11th minute as Mohamed Salah gave us the lead, followed by Ekitike to make it 2-0. But Arsenal were never out of the game. They pulled it back from 2-0 down to 2-1 and from 3-1 down to 3-3 to take the game to extra time, where their grit and determination mounted an incredible comeback to give Arsenal the win. An insane win for them, and of course for Dad, who really needed Arsenal to win that match to make sure the lead in trophies didn't go to 3-0 within one season. Absolutely gutting for me though. Oh, I was this close to going 3-0 up.
I thought you chucked that away, to be
I
honest with
did.
you.
2-0 up, 3-1 up,
Yeah.
conceding a late goal.
Oh, I love late goals.
I did mention, didn't I, Arsenal?
Yeah, you did, yeah. And it proved that even in the league as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
They stormed it.
Yeah.
But what, I mean, I am feeling that there's way too many shots in this at the minute. I mean, 33 shots to 27, a 5-3 in a Champions League final is a little bit crazy. I'll give you that. But yeah, even in the Premier League, Arsenal won that as well. 4 points above me there. You finished down in fourth place, Dad.
A little bit disappointed with the amount of points behind I am. I'm all right that I'm still in the Champions League for next season, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, because trophy-wise, I mean, I did obviously win the FA Cup, so I am 2-0 up, but I mean, you got to the quarterfinals knocked out by Barcelona, who I then knocked out, so it would have been us, but this is the big one that you missed out on, the Carabao
100%.
Cup. That's a huge opportunity for you.
To play against West Ham in the final, no disrespect to West Ham, I would have been loving it playing against West Ham in the final.
Yeah, you should be expecting to win that. But yeah, there we go. Now, of course, as you've seen, we made some transfers in the January as well, so we brought them in. So let's have a look then at squad and see how your guys performed, Dad. 42 goals from Erling Haaland.
No surprise there, is it, really? We knew that was going to happen again, so well done for Erling. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
It's the rest that's let you down.
That's what this sort of like... to win a league, you've got to have. I should have another one in the 20s, I feel.
Yeah.
And then the next one in 15, not 2 10s or 3 10s there. So
yeah,
a little bit disappointed with me wingers and all that. Where's Phil Foden?
Phil Foden, 6 and 11.
Yeah, that's just not good enough.
No, not in 54 games.
No,
definitely
100%
not.
Not.
But assist-wise, I mean, you got Jeremy Doku there with 16. Bernardo Silva got 15. So there's your two wingers. Bernardo Silva's not too bad, I guess. 15 and 15 for a winger, but you just want somebody else to have 20, and then that would be okay, I think. But
Phil Foden was the person I think's let me down on that season, really.
Yeah, he's only
scored
bad one.
6 goals. That amount of games he's played, he should be coming in. If Haaland doesn't get it, Foden should be getting it.
Yeah. Tactical tweaks, do you think then?
100%.
Has to be.
Didn't score enough goals, so
didn't win a single trophy.
Is one striker enough?
Oh,
here he goes. Tinkerman starts.
He's going to have to buy 3. Now, in my side of things, in terms of the squad, let's have a look, because I think I had a much better year in terms of like goals and stuff. I had 28 from Isak, 27 from Salah, who also got 19 assists. So you're looking at that and going, well, actually, that's incredible. He's had a great season.
Yeah.
And kind of what I was hoping for. Those were my 2 outlets.
Yeah.
That was what I was referencing.
And your main midfield right behind him, scoring 17 goals.
Florian Wirtz.
In only 41 games.
Yeah, 17 goals, not bad. Even Chiesa, who played quite a lot from the bench, got a good amount too. I feel a bit sorry for Ekitike because I've sort of stuck him out on the left quite a lot, and he's got 11 and 7, but I don't really know. I think Ekitike is getting hampered by the fact that Cody Gakpo is in the side as well. He's 27. It might be that I look to see if I can move on Cody and allow Hugo to have a full season where he is the secondary main man, either up front and on that left side. Instead, I think that might be where I go. But okay, so transfer budget going into the window, I've got 116 million pound, which is a lovely amount there. And Dad, you've got 145, so there's definitely a lot to do. But we're at this point where it's like a lot of these players are really expensive.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
That's only really like 2 players max.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring anybody into your first team.
I want a first team player, 1.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the score is 2-0 in terms of trophies. Can Dad fight back in season number 2? The summer of season 2 and players in wasn't the only thing on the agenda, as Cody Gakpo had a bid in from Real Madrid that I'll be accepting. And that's another £72 million to add to my transfer budget. His replacement being a young Brazilian winger from Porto in William Gomez, who had already developed well and would make a fine rotational option for £69 million. Dad had one big signing this summer, and that was Endrick, who now at Real Madrid would probably get less game time with Cody Gakpo there. My biggest signing of the summer was a player that Dad had actually targeted in January in Vitinha. I decided the defensive midfielder option was the position I needed to improve the most, and I signed him for 117 million. Just like last season, though, the first game of the year, I was lifting another trophy as we defeated Arsenal on penalties in the Community Shield. All Dad could do was focus on the games ahead of him and this season in front of us. And I've taken a 3-0 lead in terms of trophies, but nobody has started the league better than City with massive wins over both Chelsea and Manchester United thanks to a Haaland hat-trick. Right, Dad, well, if you carry on the season like the way you're doing,
I'm happy with this so far.
You might finally win a trophy.
Yeah.
Because it is now 3-0 thanks to the Community Shield. I know I've won 2 Community Shields and people will say, well, it's only Community Shields. Why are you counting them as trophies? It's trophies.
Yeah, that's what
this
it's all about.
This is the game of that. We don't count them in anything else. We'll count them in this. 4 from 4 wins
I'm really
from you,
pleased
though,
with that.
Dad.
Yes,
very
definitely.
good.
Good start. Yeah, it goes to show I've changed my tactic just slightly. Stuck another forward up there, and it's working for me so far.
Yeah, you've beaten some big teams as well with the victories over Manchester United, which was 5-1. We also got a nice little 3-0 against Chelsea. Yeah. You're also through the Carabao Cup. Which,
the early rounds is always an hard one to get through, so yeah, pleased with that. Hendrick's come on and scored a couple of goals for me, so I'm happy with that.
He has, yeah. So good signing from Hendrick
yes.
for that one. I was quite surprised.
He's a good young lad coming through, so I was pleased to get hold of him, to be honest with you. And he just helps the forward line. I got my Moose up front with Erling Haaland, so I've got 2 really good strikers up there, and he's going to be my reserve striker.
Yeah, well, play a big part of, I think, as well, coming off the bench. But yeah, I think the good thing about this as well is he wasn't going to get game time at Real Madrid after I sold Cody Gakpo there.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really getting that much game time last season anyway. So with them adding players, he needed a club. And yeah, you've come in and saved him there.
Jumped in at the right time.
He wasn't the only signing you made, though. We haven't actually mentioned it, but you have signed another player as well.
I needed a bit of help in the defensive midfield area. And I do quite like it. I mean, he's a little bit older than what I wanted to sign for Man City, but he's not going to get into my team.
Only 40 million.
Only 40 million, yeah, but he wasn't going to get in my team, but he's going to be a really good help for during the season. I might get injuries to Rodri and Stones, because Stones will drop into that position as well, but he's a really good addition to the team, I feel.
Yeah, he's only 31, so he's still, we're not counting him out yet. He's got good natural fitness.
I'm good for 35 this year.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, not bad signings there. But I mean, the 2 signings that I made, I went for the target that you went for in January, but they were wanted silly money in January, as they probably should, I guess. But if we're looking at the players that I brought in this window, they actually count as last season. I wish that would change, but there we go. Vitinha, £117 million from PSG.
Yeah, I was offering about 160 million last season.
Yeah, in the January, and they're rejecting it. He's 26-year-old, so he's in his prime, but he is world class. You can see how good he is, especially on the ball, but he's not bad off of it either. And then William Gomez. So selling Cody Gakpo, bringing in William Gomez, who has only played like 1 or 2 seasons at Porto, but he's really good, and he's only 20. I liked him because he can play naturally on both sides. Now, my thinking is he's left-footed and he can play naturally right wing. Mo Salah is 33.
Yeah, you got his replacement straight away, yeah.
We could have a replacement here for Mo Salah.
Yeah.
So, although he did cost me quite a lot of money, it was, probably more than what I thought a 20-year-old winger would cost me. £69 million. Naughty number as well to have as your release clause. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
But he's been playing there for a few seasons at Porto, and he had a good season last year. So bringing him in, he's got a goal already as well, which is brilliant. But I've actually started the season quite poorly, really. And one of the games is very embarrassing. I mean, 5-0 against Bournemouth.
Whoa.
Absolutely dicked by Bournemouth. That's
good news for me.
Yeah, great for you. And I lost to Sunderland. So 2 bad results. I mean, I've beaten Villa and I've beaten Ipswich, who got themselves promoted. Nice little 4-1 there, which is where William Gomez did score his goal. But yeah, I mean, the one that you wanted me to lose, unfortunately. The penalty shootout, where Mohamed Salah actually missed the first penalty as well, but Zubamendi and Benjamin White missed the other ones. You can see William Gomez scored his, so we're all good there. And Vitinha actually missed that game because of injury. So we're 3-0 up in terms of the trophies in season number 2. But I think we've played it now for a little bit. You're starting to pick things up.
Yeah.
quicker.
Surely.
Yeah, and that's obviously showing by the tactics. I haven't changed my tactic. I've still got the exact same tactic as last year. As you mentioned, Dad, you're going to up front in possession now.
Yes.
With Marmoush alongside Erling Haaland.
Yeah, he needs a bit of help up there. I've got the two wingers, going out wide and all that, to sort of, and Silva coming in, and that's why I put Foden more to the left-hand side, so he was not getting in Silva's away as he was going forward.
Yeah, plus he's left-footed.
Yeah, and he's left-footed as well, so it makes a bit more sense. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping the two strikers will get the more goals that goals win games, as you know.
Yeah, and then he drops back into a more defensive position there, and Marmoush would drop into that sort of number 10 role.
So it's learning, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what happens then. Season number 2. Anfield was the first destination of the fixture between us, and unfortunately for Dad, I ended his very good run with a 2-0 win. What followed was more losses to Newcastle and to Spurs, and Spurs actually overtook Dad at the top of the league, while we slumped down into 5th place. What kept me going was the cup competitions, as we eliminated Dad from the Carabao Cup semi-final, which led to Dad also deciding to change his tactic up and try to be better in the cup competitions, as he also was eliminated from the FA Cup as well by Everton. More bad news for Dad now, as it's 4-0 in trophies, as Mohamed Salah scored an 89th minute winner for me in the Carabao Cup final. His biggest hope for a trophy is the Premier League. However, he is still in the Champions League too, where he's actually doing so well, getting to the semi-final and pulling back from 2-1 down in a first leg defeat at home to go to Italy and beat Inter Milan in extra time. And his opponent in the Champions League final looks to be Barcelona after they beat me in the first leg of the semi-final 4-0. However, a monumental comeback in the second leg, a 91st minute equaliser and a 118th minute winner changed his opponent to Liverpool, who also lift another trophy as I visited Wembley Stadium once again in the FA Cup final, and this time against Aston Villa, where we won 3-1, securing our 5th trophy with one of the best team goals all season. And Dad will also be kicking himself, as this loss to Brentford, with just a couple of games left of the season, is the reason his Manchester City side aren't lifting the Premier League trophy this year. His main goal now is to stop me from making it 6-0. A win in the biggest game of the season, a clash between us that we didn't expect this early on, a Champions League final between Manchester City and Liverpool. The first half was 0-0 and it was a tight game, but once that first goal went in, mainly thanks to a goalkeeper mistake by Alisson, it absolutely snowballed from there. And Dad's attacks down the left-hand side just kept coming, battering us and scoring goals in clinical fashion, to the point where my Liverpool side were begging for it to be all over. And Dad's Manchester City win the big one and his first trophy of the challenge to make it 5-1 on trophies, which was also the final score of the Champions League final match. A crazy game of football that leaves a big smile on my dad's face. Well, absolutely smashed me in the Champions League.
I'm up and going.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm on my way.
And it actually made 2 5-1 scores, because you winning 5-1 in the Champions League also makes you have 1 trophy and leaves me on 5.
Yes, it was a bad season for me that way.
Yeah.
It was nearly a really good season. I was 2 points away from winning the
Premier League, yeah.
I lost a silly game to Arsenal right at the end and it cost me the league.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Which, I mean, what's quite funny as well, Brentford actually.
Brentford
you lost,
was, yeah.
Brentford, you lost 2-0, which would have...
I knew it was a London team.
Yeah, would have won you the league there against Spurs, which also would have put you in the Community Shield next year against me, which now you're not in.
Yeah, that's a bit
and I've got to face Spurs. But yeah, well done. I'm huge win the Champions League.
Obviously, the league basis, I've improved on that, so I'm quite close to winning the league, so I'm really improved that. But going all the way and winning the Champions League, I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you've been there twice now, haven't you?
Yeah, that's 2 seasons in a row I failed to win in the Champions League.
You've still got there.
It's still got there,
so which is worrying for me, really.
Yeah.
That you're getting there each season, so you're consistent. But 5-1, that's bad news for me.
You had some tactical tweaks in the January.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was looking all right, but
it was cup games which you were really struggling with.
Yeah.
Because I know you were knocked out. I mean, semi-final knocked you out of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, but the FA Cup knocked out in January. Might have been a little bit later, actually, against Everton.
Yeah.
So, but of course, I went on to win that one as well, beating Villa. So 2 cup finals there for me that I managed to win. But yeah, you were looking at your tactic and thinking, tactically,
I was just
not doing well in cups.
Yeah, I was a little bit sort of leaky in different places, so just tightened it up a little bit, really.
Yeah, going back to a 4-2-3-1. I mean, you got the players for it because you've got Barella and Rodri.
Yeah.
And with the old one that you were playing, Barella wasn't necessarily playing as many games.
No, he wasn't, no.
Because Foden was staying here.
I felt that just made the defence a little bit stronger by bringing in the second defensive midfielder. So I had to sacrifice the second striker by doing that. So,
yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It worked for me, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that now thinking, nearly won the Premier League, won the Champions League. Don't have to tinker next season, do I?
No, that's it. No. I do find that you've got a player called Watmuff, and I think that is a great name. Oliver Watmuff. Fantastic name.
Oh, he's great.
There we go. Now, I think you're kind of looking at recruitment, and you've got £197 million again. But if you're looking at the squad and seeing like what you need for next year, I mean, 43 goals again from Erling Haaland.
Yes.
Endrick only got 10, but he did only play 15 starts.
It's not a bad, it's not bad from him, really.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going to be looking this summer. It's wingers.
Yes.
Your wingers are just not doing the job for you, goals-wise. Doku got 15, Savinho got 13.
I mean, not
many assists.
Silva now, is he 31?
Yeah, Silva's quite old. 32 now.
32 now.
So not a lot of pace from that wing.
That's the wing I feel I might get a new player for the right wing, because I feel the left wing, I've got 2 good players there.
Yeah.
That can fight it out between them, and they're both quick.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm going to go for the right wing probably, and I might spend a lot of money on just one player again.
All right. Well, I've got a suggestion. Because I'm doing a FM26 giveaway. I've been given 1 copy to give away to you guys, and you have to be a subscriber. So whoever comments with a player that Dad should sign, let's have a look at the wingers. It's in that situation. Who do you think Dad should sign? I'm going to pick 1 comment from this comment section on this video, and if you're subscribed, then you'll win a copy of FM26. Free of charge. On me. You're welcome.
Do I have to sign that player?
No. Because else I'll just pick somebody who's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But as long as you leave a comment on the video and you're a subscriber, then yeah, I'll pick one at random. My squad, if I'm looking at it again, I can't be too mad really. Oh, the league was really terrible, 5th in the league. I might have to switch things around. But Ekitike, I mentioned him last year. I wanted him to get more goals. He got 35 of them. Isak dropped right off, 13, but I think that's because Isak went to the left more and Ekitike played up front. So now I'm looking at Ekitike as like my main striker instead of Alexander Isak, which, they're both just, they're both very good. I mean, I think whoever I played up front would have scored more. I do think if I put Isak up, he'd probably score more than Ekitike would, and that might be something I look into next year. But yeah, Mohamed Salah, 34 years of age, still amazing. So right now, I don't have to worry too much about it. Vitinha was great, I think, but the average rating doesn't suggest a 6.79. But I did feel like once we had made that signing, I was always happy with a defensive midfielder in that position. I wasn't worrying about it. It was the season before. I didn't know whether I liked Gravenberch there. I didn't know whether I liked McAllister there. I was still unsure. Now I've got a first name on the team sheet in him.
I just hope I don't regret not getting him.
Yeah, well, I hope you do. William Gomez, I've been allowing him to play for the youth team because he is still quite young. So if we're looking at his season stats this season, he did play quite a few games for me, but not that many. He played quite a lot of youth teams though, youth games I think, but I don't know whether you can see that anymore, which is a shame if you can. There's still a lot of things that needs to be rectified on this game, let's put it that way. We're still trying to get used to it, but I do think he's improved.
Yes.
So it might be this season or next that I think I need to lock him in. Lock him in, see what happens, but who will miss out? That's the big question.
I mean, we've already spoke about that, Brady, to be honest with you.
Maybe, because I've only got £88 million, which is kind of just, I mean, that's a lot of money, but still, it's just one player if I don't sell anyone.
Yeah.
So if I decide this is the team for me and I'm not going to sell anybody, one player potentially for £80 million, and I think if I'm looking at my squad, I think I might need to invest in potentially a good left back. I think Andy Robertson now, what is he? He's 33, and I don't think Kerkez is as good as what I'd hoped he would be.
No.
So I might be looking to offload one of them and potentially bring in a first team left back. But of course, leave your comments down in the description. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss the next episode. I am 5-1 up in trophies. Dad's got a lot of catching up to do. However, he is looking a lot stronger this season. I only just missed out on that Premier League that absolutely smashed me in the Champions League. And after assessing all of your comments on the last video, Dad's new signing that he went for was mentioned quite a lot, as Michael Olise joins Manchester City from Bayern Munich for a fee of up to £133 million. I actually had my transfer targets cancelled because of a transfer embargo put on the club by the board, which was then only lifted just days later. That meant I could go back in to sign the target I wanted, Alvaro Carreras from Real Madrid. However, he then cost me £20 million more than what was accepted before it was cancelled. We also say goodbye to Curtis Jones, who has now left the club, and that money gave us a good budget left for another signing. And that's why I bought Chema Andreas for £70 million, but I'm loaning him straight back for first team football this season. Dad still had money, so he also went and brought in Malik Fofana, who has an amazing young winger option too for this season. Unfortunately for Dad though, it was another trophy won for Liverpool, as I make it now 6-1 after lifting the Community Shield beating Spurs. However, it was 6-2 very quickly because Dad then won the European Super Cup, defeating the Europa League winners Roma 1-0. He also got off to a fantastic start in the Premier League campaign, winning all of his fixtures, including back-to-back wins over Arsenal and United without conceding a goal. And new signing Michael Olise has certainly hit the ground running for Dad, with an excellent start to the season, scoring some spectacular goals and winning man of the match for United. But if it wasn't for a tight 3-3 draw in the Merseyside derby, I would actually be top of the league, because I've also won all the rest of my matches, and so far this season have won 2 games 8-0. Well, Dad, you went with quite a lot of the comment section's suggestions with Michael Olise.
It was the very first comment I read. It was him as well that was on there as well. So well done, you guys who picked which player I was going to go for. Yeah,
Michael Olise, 25 years old.
There was quite a few other players I was looking at, but they weren't available. They're not for sale. But this guy was, and I thought, well, this is going to be a good sign, I think.
He's absolutely mint.
Yeah, and he plays the same role as what Silva was playing.
Yeah.
Cuts in from the right-hand side onto his left-hand side. So he does all the same things.
What a start he's had.
Yes.
4 goals, 5 assists, 2 player of the matches in 4 games.
So I'm really pleased with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming off a great season last year. Look, 16 player of the matches in 28 games.
That's some doing, isn't it?
That's over half the amount of games he's played. From the wing, he's getting man of the match. So you bought a man on form. And to be honest, for the money of 133 million, if he's going to give you that.
Well, there you go. I mean, we were looking at all the wingers there. They were all, well, some of them were in the 200 millions, weren't they?
Yeah, Yamal wasn't available.
Yeah.
That was another one that everybody was suggesting. Yamal just wasn't simply available for you.
So I think that's good money, really. 133 million for getting that.
Yeah. And then you looked at the other side as well and went for Malik Fofana. So, again, £96 million. But if you've got £200 million and you only need to really bulk up 2 positions, you might as well spend that whole £200 million on those
definitely.
2 players.
I mean, you look at that now. I've probably got the best striker in the world, and now I've got probably close to having the 2 best wingers.
Yeah,
it's not going to be far off.
He's very good.
They're in the top sort of 5 or 6.
Yeah, he's got potential to go as well, because he's only 22. He's very young still. You think Olise was 25, he's 22. We're in season 3 now, so by the time they get to season
a couple of
10,
seasons time, they're going to be in their prime. That's where they're going to be. They're almost a 5-star, I reckon. Then.
Yeah, which is good because you need the comeback.
Yes, I do. Yeah, that's what I'm concentrating on now. Is actually going forward, getting Alan the goals. If he can score the goals, these boys will be supplying them.
Yeah, I mean, you start the season very well. Beating Roma, obviously 1-0, but in the Premier League, you started off with a 6-0 win, with Foden getting himself a hat-trick as well. So he's firing all cylinders too.
He's sat right behind him as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Alan, so yeah.
But then the games that you won after that, I mean, away to Arsenal, arguably the trickiest tie other than playing each other.
Good result, that is.
And then Manchester United at home, 3-0, Manchester derby.
Yes.
With Olise getting 2, and I think he got the assist as well because he got man of the match in that game. Then a 3-1 win away to Bournemouth. Again, Olise on the score sheet. And Wrexham 5-1 in the Carabao Cup. Playing, a few of the other players.
That's the good thing.
Rotational options.
I mean, Hendrick there scored a goal. I bought him a couple of seasons ago. So he's playing well. Really it keeps the other players just ticking over. But they're good enough players that come in and play in the cup and still win.
Yeah,
because obviously that's what I need. I need to win these games. I can't afford to be losing them. No, that's a trophy gone, isn't it? So.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, speaking of trophies, I did win one as well, of course, with the Community Shield, defeating Spurs 4-2 there. They gave me a little bit of a tricky start. I went 2-1 down at one point, but we came back. Florian Wirtz got himself a brace, and we're all good and we're happy. I've only dropped points against Everton, away from home, 96th minute equaliser. So, yeah, and I would have overtook you in the league because I had an 8-0 win here against Southampton. Which is absolutely mental, and a 3-0 win against Chelsea. So we are really hot right now in terms of our performance. But again, I think my transfers was good enough to sort of keep us ticking by without really needing to change too much. We've got Chema Andres, who we've loaned back to Stuttgart because we had enough money to bring somebody in, but I didn't need him right now.
Yeah,
I've still got Gravenberch, I've still got Alexis McAllister, and to be honest, even when he does arrive, I might have to loan him out to get some football because I don't know whether he'll be better than them, but he cost me £70 million. My main signing was the left back in Carreras, who we signed this season from Real Madrid. Cost me a lot more, thanks to the transfer embargo, which cancelled the original deal. And then I think I spent like £28 million more on what he was going to cost anyway, because I think it was just under 100 million. Ended up costing me around about 120, but for a very good left back.
Yeah.
So I've got a cracking left back. He's only 24, ex-Man United, by the way. That's the one that Man United let go for really cheap to Benfica. But yeah, he's now at Liverpool, and he is fantastic. He's better than Milos Kerkez. He's better than Andy Robertson, so he'll go straight into my team. So if we're looking at then, I'm not changing the tactic, but what I am going to do is this season, after he comes back from his injury, because he has been out for a few weeks now, and he is out for another couple of weeks. But William Gomez, I'm going to be locking into that right-hand side where Salah usually occupies. Ooh. It is time to start bedding him in.
Yeah.
Salah is like 35 now. It's time to start bedding them in. But I think he'll do quite well from that right-hand side. And there's another, Rio, well, I can never pronounce his last name. I think he's in the youth team. No, there he is. Ingoma Hill, I don't know how to say his name, but 19 years old. Everybody's raving about this guy as well, and he does have the potential. Not this season, but maybe next season, I might see about locking him in too. Because again, it's one of those things that it could save me 100 million. And I don't have to buy a replacement. So there are options, and I am considering Rio as an option. Don't worry. I know a lot of people are going to be going, you still haven't played Rio. I know there's a lot of comments talking about the youngsters in Liverpool side, and Rio is definitely one that's on my radar. He's not ready yet. Hopefully another season, and he will be. If we're looking at your tactics, Dad, obviously coming off the back of winning the Champions League, you didn't really need to change too much. The classic 4-2-3-1, but with Elise now, yeah, scary. And of course, the other side of things, you got Savinho already there, but with Fofana also coming in. Very good team, I think. It's going to be a difficult one.
Just going forward, don't they?
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting because we are building the super teams, and that's the whole point of this series. We're in beta. We are finding problems. We're reporting bugs. It's taken us longer to do these videos than what it usually would. So we really do appreciate you guys sticking around and subscribing if you can. If you haven't done so already, that would be lovely. And of course, dropping a like on the video. But yeah, we are in beta, and we're trying to have fun with the big teams and see how we do before we go into obviously the bigger challenges. So stick with us. Season number 3 of who can win the most trophies. Going got a bit of the lead right now, but I would say, Dad, you're going to start catching up because of the team that you're building, and you're getting your head around the tactic. You're going to start catching me up, because you're going to start taking away the trophies that I was winning with ease beforehand. Yeah. So let's see what happens this season. The game against each other, played at the Etihad, certainly did not disappoint. It was an incredible back-and-forth match where Isak scored a hat-trick and Erling Haaland scored himself a brace, and City coming back from 1 goal behind 3 times in the match to finish 3-3. At the halfway point of the season though, I was currently top of the league with only 1 loss and 8 points ahead of Dad in 3rd place, who has a game more to play. Champions League wise, we were both doing very well, finishing 1st and 3rd in the league phase. We would then clash twice twice in a month. First in the Premier League, just ahead of the Carabao Cup final. But the Premier League fixture at Anfield had one goal, scored by Isak, who also then scored in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley too, in the other fixture against Dad, which I'm sure he will definitely want to forget, as I make it 7-2 on trophies with a 5-0 win. We were both out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stages due to a loss against Barcelona and Bayern Munich. But Dad could redeem a trophy back in the FA Cup if he can defeat Manchester rivals United in the final. Meanwhile, in the league, with 3 games to go, I was in the driving seat to win the Premier League title. And we got the job done, winning 2 out of our 3, drawing the other in our last 3 fixtures to be crowned Premier League champions and take the score to 8-2. And so it was over to Dad to win the FA Cup to keep things going, and Nico Gonzalez was the man to break the deadlock in the first half. Manchester United pressure City's goal the whole time, but finally got themselves an equaliser in the 85th minute through Burmo. However, it wasn't over yet, as in the 95th minute a ball played out wide to Savinho flashed across and Haaland scores the 95th minute winner. Well, Dad, it's 8-3 on trophies now. Although you did win a trophy, unfortunately for you, I won 2. And only 2 points ahead of you in that league table. I had far better goal difference. The Carabao Cup was the swinger in this season. And boy, was it a big swing. 5-0 in the final of the Carabao Cup.
That's a slaughter, isn't it? You should be winning the game 5-0 when it's first and second in the league.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Yeah. But you got the FA Cup, beating Manchester United in the final there. So
yeah,
nice little 2-1 win there.
Nice little Manchester derby there.
Yeah. I mean, any other day or any other season, 92 points is by far more than enough to win the Premier League, but not this season here.
1 win away it was.
You were 20 points ahead of Spurs, who were in 3rd place. If you think a couple of seasons ago they were winning the league, and now look what we're doing right now. So there we go. We're smashed it. We've won the league. 94 points. It's another trophy. It's 8-3. 8-3, did we say? 8-3. Yeah, 8-3 on trophies. And it also means we'll be playing against each other in the Community Shield. FA Cup winner versus Premier League winner.
Yeah.
So that'll be one to fight over at the start. Couldn't redeem the Champions League, and I couldn't get to a 3rd final in a row, unfortunately. But there we go. The Champions League was done and dusted, and it's going to be an El Clasico final with Barcelona and Real Madrid. So, interesting season, I think. I have pulled away ever so slightly, but I am worried at how good your team is.
We're still
becoming.
close. We're still really close.
Yeah, and there's loads of seasons left. If you think we've still got 7 seasons left, plenty of seasons. If I've got 8 in 3 seasons, easily you can surpass that. So, 31 goals from Alexander Isak. He had a cracking season this year. I was worried last season when it dropped off, but what I'm most pleased with is the 2 behind.
I've just looked at that. I'm thinking Mo Salah would have to use dropping him as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he still come back, played 52 games.
He played from the left. He played from the left and still played that well. Florian Wirtz did very well with 27 and 17. So William Gomez, I did lock him in. He was out for quite a lot of it. So was this like an injury or something? And the trouble is now I can't remember where to find things. So I don't know, I can't remember where it all is now. I don't know where things to look for or what. God knows whether he was injured or we don't know. If anybody knows how to find it, let us know. But for some reason, he only played 18 games there, 9 and 10 assists. Very good still from William Gomez. So, yeah, got to be happy with that still. Ekitike's done all right as well, considering he played 28 games, got 17 goals, so great. Rio even played a few and got a couple of goals, so there is possibilities. But the new signing, Carreras, 13 assists from left back. Very happy with that. And of course, next season we got Andres, who will join us again. He got 7 assists out on loan at Stuttgart, so from CDM. Yeah, really good. There is in the back of my mind, Van Dijk's 36.
Big problem for you.
It is. It is a thinking point. Yeah. We've obviously brought in Pau Navarro, who has played a little bit, but he's just not developing as much as what I would really hope this fast. But we do have in our under-21s, or is it our under... There he is, Giovanni Leone, and I did loan him out to Fiorentina this season, and he played 35 times, which means he has developed quite nicely. Yes. And you can see already, now that is going to be a good player.
His physicals are really good for that young of a player who haven't played much in it really. So he's quite strong lad, isn't he?
He's big as well. 6'5".
6'5", yeah.
6'5", Italian fast defender.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Rubbing my hands together with that. That's a joyful thing to see, Giovanni Leone. So really good. There's a couple of good players in there. Jaden Dans, I was hoping would get a little bit better, but he don't look too bad. He looks better than what he was when I first loaned him out. So yeah, there's a couple of options now for next season. Of course, we still got Kanate. I might get rid of Kanate if I find somebody better. We'll have to have a look and see. But my transfer budget going into the next summer is £50 million. So not a lot. I'd have to sell players if I want to bring some more in, because I can't really bring in a lot of players for £50 million, unfortunately. You're at that stage where world-class players are costing way more than that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
As we found out last season. So let's have a look on your side of things, Dab, with Manchester City and squad-wise in your first team. Top goal scorer. I wonder who it could be. It is Erling Haaland. Shock. But Michael Elise is there with 20 and 21.
What a return that is for the first season, isn't it?
Great average rating as well.
Yeah, really pleased with that.
Good stuff. Phil Foden's had a good season as well.
Yeah, good season with 16 goals, yeah.
And Malik Fofana, 14 and 18. So again,
the two wingers done it for me.
Yeah.
Two wingers done it for me.
And to be honest, when Endrick is called upon, he delivers. He isn't called upon much. 19 starts, but 12 goals.
Got to be happy with that.
Still good. Still really good.
So really going forward, I'm really pleased with it at the moment. So
let's have a look actually at the Premier League, because what we didn't see, your transfer budget by the way is 208 million, which is mental. Let's see the statistics and goals. So I saw the most goals in terms of a team, but most goals in the league was, I hate this by the way, this is crap, but Erling Haaland. How many clicks do you have to get to find out who the top scorer was? Ridiculous.
Ollie Watkins is there.
Ollie Watkins there with 22. Isak there with 21. So 25 for Erling Haaland in 28 appearances. He only played 28 appearances. We had a couple of injuries as well. Isak got 21 in 32. So a lot better, but I had more.
Yeah, I would say you got a couple more in there, yeah.
Both Florian Wirtz and Salah got 17 each there, whereas your next player
Foden down the bottom
was Foden with 13. So it does kind of even itself out, really. But yeah, your transfer budget, Dad, is going to be £208 million. Now, on the spot, if I'm asking you now, you got £208 million, where are you looking here?
Oh.
Are you, future-proofing yourself? Yeah.
Right back. I could do with getting a world-class right back. Rodri's going to be getting to that age now.
How old is Rodri? Oh, he can't be that old. He's only 31.
Yeah, he's 31, so, looking to bring a player in to sort of do that as well.
For future-proof.
Yeah. I might even look at a central defender as Diaz as well. So, but,
Diaz, he's 31 as well.
Yeah, so there's two 30-year-olds there. But Lewis is looking a bit dodgy for me. I think I could be looking at for a world-class right back, I think.
All right, well, let's find out this summer then who comes in and what we spend our money on. And to be honest, who goes out? Because that first game of the season is quite an important one.
Yeah.
It's another trophy up for grabs, and this time it is Manchester City versus Liverpool in the Community Shield. Dad started the summer planning for the future, as he's locked in a deal to sign a really good young left-back from Elche who will arrive when he's 18. Signings for the present day, though, include two world-class centre midfielders, with Tchouaméni joining from Real Madrid and Moises Caicedo from Chelsea, who will vastly improve Dad's strength in depth in midfield. And he was trying to move any older players on, with Bernardo Silva, who's now 33 and physically declining, getting bids from other Premier League clubs. However, both him and Echeverri declined moves away from the Etihad. I was also saying goodbye to Joe Gomez. He's 31 now and got a good offer to accept, but I wasn't ready to sell Virgil van Dijk just yet, although I do have a big centre-back signing coming in. And that's because I'm completing the deal of Dean Huijsen from Real Madrid, £88 million in total for a quality centre-back who still hasn't even reached his prime yet. Dad's plan is to put the right back on hold for now, as he's also found a centre-back that he wants and is selling Marmoush to get him. And funny enough, he's buying him from the same team he sold Marmoush to in Wesley Fofana, who makes the move from Chelsea to City to become Dad's new centre-back. I finally put my faith in Rio, and boy did he repay me, assisting with a Rabona in the Community Shield against Dad. But just 5 minutes later, off of a set piece, Gvardiol found a lovely equaliser. However, in the second half, another mazy run by the 20-year-old, and he actually found the winner himself. pretty much single-handedly making it 9-3 for trophies, as this season could be the breakout year for him. I kept my faith with him and continued to start him on that left wing for us, and his form carried into the league, scoring the first 2 games for the season, both wins as well. Dad also started the league really well with 3 wins, and 2 of them against Chelsea and Newcastle. He also got through the first round of the Carabao Cup with a 2-0 win, something that we failed to do, losing on penalties to Sheffield United.
Well, Dad, you got a huge opportunity to win a trophy that I'm no longer in the Carabao Cup.
Yes,
You got yourself through against Tranmere. I lost on penalties, and you need it now because I've gone 9-3 up with the Community Shield win.
I thought I was going to beat you on that one. I'm sure I was going to beat you on that one.
And I mentioned his name earlier,
Yeah.
but Rio scored the winner in it as well. And it is the season where I'm going to lock him in. Salah played there last season, and I know he did so well.
He did, yeah.
But I need to future-proof myself, and I think I've opened up a gap now enough where it's like, okay, let's invest a couple of seasons in him and see if he reaches that potential, maybe to the detriment of what somebody else would bring, and see what happens. But a good start to the season for you.
He's already paid you back, won he? He's got one trophy.
One trophy there,
Yeah.
already. Fair point. So maybe I should give him 3 years. You've already.
Yeah, apart from that, it was a good start to the season. Yeah,
Yeah,
couple of good wins there. I mean, beating Chelsea away 1-0,
Yeah.
that's a good result for me, really. And beating Newcastle, that's a really good result as well, I feel. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with the start, apart from the Charity Shield.
Are you happy with the transfer window you had? You
I
brought in
didn't-
Fofana.
Yeah, I didn't get the right back that I was wanted. Just want there at the what I could afford, really, because I wanted to sort that centre defender out. So I've got that in.
Yeah. And 2 CDMs.
Yes. So I've the squad I've made a lot stronger now. I mean, this guy's really good as well. So I'm happy with those 2 transfers. And I had a little bit of money left over at the end, and my scouts picked up a little gem for me. So I've
For the future.
yes.
Only 17.
Only 17. I mean, he doesn't look bad already for 17. So a little bit of a left back here, and he plays centre back as well. So I've sort of jumped in and got him, and letting him go right back to stay where he was.
Yeah.
Carry on playing. If he's doing that well when he's at 17, let him stay there. So
Yeah.
I won't be seeing him till next season now.
Yeah, because he don't move until he's 18 anyway.
No.
So he'll stay at Elche. I wonder whether would he move from Elche? Yeah, he came through the Elche Youth Academy there.
Yeah.
Man. So, yeah, he's come through. He's playing second division football, as you can see. He even played first division last season.
Yeah,
So
27
he was playing
games,
in the
so-
Serie A at age 16.
Yeah, so it's good, yeah.
So fair play to him. But yeah, he's getting first team football. He's even got an assist this season. So yeah, he might be one to look out for Dad's side. So that's good. Sticking with the same tactic then. Or was it subtle changes? I think to a player role or two.
Yeah,
But
might be, yeah.
very similar what you were using. And Fofana being locked in there, obviously next to Van de Ven.
Yes. I wanted to lock him in straight away. Get him. I'll do the same as you. Just get get used to and settle in and playing time. Give him some playing time, really.
Yeah.
I was scared that if I didn't lock him in, he wouldn't get the play time that I really needed. He's the future of the centre backs now, so get him in there.
Okay, well, over to my transfer window. Just the one signing, and again for me, it was also a centre back in Dean Howson. So bringing him in from Real Madrid cost £80 million. I actually think that's quite good value for money, to be fair. He's a very good defender. I think he's better than Konate, so I can use him instead of Konate. And I don't know whether I'm using Powell, I can never remember his last name, as much anymore, because he just doesn't seem to develop. But I am going to be locking in Rio on the left and William Gomez on the right. So I'm kind of sacrificing my wingers this season. In behind, obviously, we've got Wirtz and Isak still in there. Not locking anyone else in. We're keeping it as it is there and trusting Rio to hopefully have a breakout year and hopefully develop into a much better player so that we don't have to keep locking him in. But he's 20 now. He needs the game time if he's going to develop. So now's the time. And of course, William Gomez, who, whenever he was called upon, was very good last season. So he's 22. Let's give him some game time on the right-hand side. He likes to cut in on his left. So he's got the attributes to do so, the agility and balance, cutting in, good finishing ability and dribbling. We'll see what he can do. What damage can those two cause for us? Because yeah, let's find out. But yeah, out of the Carabao Cup, unfortunately, very bad performance there. But we did get our win against Everton at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, which last season, remember, they cost us in the 96th minute.
Yep.
2 points. We still went on to win the league, but still. And we still got Salah playing games. He still played 2 games there and he still scored 2. Rio's also scoring. He scored in the second game as well. So he is scoring goals. That's 3 in a row that Rio managed to pick up. So he is firing on all cylinders already. I'm happy to see it. But can he carry on? And is it too much of a risk? Or are we going to give Dan an advantage here for him to win loads of trophies? Let's find out.
Well, to my surprise, Rio was amazing from the left and such a good threat, scoring 9 goals by January with 3 Man of the Match awards. And after 20 games into the season, we have just about got ourselves above Dad by 3 points in what looks to be a cracking title race. The match against Dad at first was at Anfield and we ended up winning 3-2 after taking a 3-0 lead just in 24 minutes. The second match between us was the polar opposite, as when we went to the Etihad, Dad's side was amazing and went 5-0 up, only for me to be able to pull 2 goals back to save a slight bit of dignity. With that closing in the points gap though for the title race down to 1, Dad also had a chance to win another trophy as he faces Leeds United in the Carabao Cup final, which he won 4-1 to make it now 9-4 on trophies. There was still a chance too that we would clash at some point in the Champions League as we both reached the quarterfinals. And that's exactly what took place in the semis as my Liverpool side pick up the first leg win 1-0. Dad's form in the league dropped off too and he fell below Arsenal and the title was just 1 game away from being mine. And we completed that with a 2-1 win over Spurs with that young lad again scoring a worldie to make it 10-4 in trophies. In the second leg of the Champions League though, it was a complete switch around as Michael Olise scored after just 4 minutes and Dad's side from the kickoff pounced again with Erling Haaland to score and win 2-1 on aggregate to reach the Champions League final. A huge win that he really needed to keep the scores close in terms of trophies won as he now goes on to face PSG. And so the pressure is on against quite honestly a super team as PSG have gone on to buy players such as Saka, Tonali and Jude Bellingham to add to their already stacked roster. But to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And what a better way to start than scoring a world-class finish in just 4 minutes of the match. However, the names on the team sheet alone should tell you how tough of a night Dad was in for as Tonali set up Saka to equalise. And it was only level for 15 minutes though as Michael Olise gave the ball to Caicedo to fire in another beauty. And the game was won with the next goal and it was Dad's signature signing from last season, Michael Olise, who adds a stunning goal to his already good assist. And the trophy was Manchester City's again as Dad's side lifts the Champions League, closing the trophy score by 1 to 10-5 and stamping his intent to catch me up.
Well done, Dad. 10-5 now.
What a result that
in
is.
trophy. And you needed that.
Yes, definitely.
With me winning the league again.
Yes, I really needed this one. I was a bit worried when I see it was PSG.
Yeah.
But because
we know their team.
Oh, when you look at their team, it was awful. When I looked at that, I thought I ain't got an open house chance here. But my boy's done it. Get in.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham's there. The Kyle Saka's there. They still got Kvaratskhelia. They still got Ousmane Dembele. Yeah. Sandro Tonali, João Neves. I mean, what a midfield.
You can just carry on, can you?
I'll tell you what, when Desiree Doué is only getting 4 starts and 11 off the bench, then you know that they've got an unbelievable team. Yeah. So Carlos Baleba, Alan Varela, they've got some unreal midfielders there.
Almost really, if you had a bit of money, you could just come and raid their team, couldn't you? The reserve team, really, couldn't you? So
great
win
with that.
For you. Good win that is. Won the big one again, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's one I can't get.
Yeah.
One I can't get. You got
the annoying thing is, every time I'm bloody winning something, you're always winning something. So
yeah,
I'm not getting enough sort of momentum towards you. You're just sort of keeping your head above the water, really, aren't you?
Yeah, just about 10-5. Five trophies ahead, but I had that really good start.
Yeah.
But of course, it could have been worse because you were the team that knocked me out of the Champions League.
Yes.
And I was 1-0 up in the first leg. Go into your stadium. 2 goals in 2 minutes from Olise and Erling Haaland.
Great start that was, yeah.
But never mind. That's a problem for another day. But still, I'm all right with the situation that we're in right now. We won the Premier League quite at a canter, really. Bit disappointed none of us capitalised on the FA Cup.
Yeah.
That could be a bit of a problem, but never mind. Everton went on to win it, and we'll see. So Giovanni Leone, I ended up putting into that centre-back position this season, and he's done quite well in that centre-back role. So he's played 35 games, done quite nice, but locking in Rio, I think was such a smart move. He has got better and better already.
Oh, yeah.
So at 20 years of age, I mean, he's a 3-star now. I'm really happy with that. And then, of course, the other side, William Gomez, putting him in that situation, didn't exactly develop that as much as what I hoped. So he's one I'm like, does he need replacing? Because Rio came back for a 20-year-old with 22 goals and 14 assists this season. That's mental.
Yeah.
Whereas William Gomez, who's like 2 years older and been playing the first team for like the last 3 seasons, only 18 and 10. Oh, I don't know. Florian Wirtz was my top scorer, by the way, 34 from centre attacking midfield.
Believable, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Isak got 19 and 11. So, yeah, some weird things happened this season. Salah's obviously dropped off, but we're looking at Salah now. He's 36. He's still got like the technical and mental ability. It's just the physicals. He's really struggling because of his age there. But it's going to be the similar situation in terms of that with Van Dijk, who still played 38 games. He played alongside Leone, which meant that Dean Huijsen didn't play as much. I thought Huijsen would go in instead of Van Dijk. So that might be a mistake on my end, blocking in Leone and not Dean Huijsen.
Yeah.
Because Van Dijk, I'm looking at going, he's 3-star. Huijsen should play.
Yeah, he definitely, yeah.
And Van Dijk played instead. So next season, I need to make sure that Dean Huijsen is there next to Leone. And that's my 2 centre-back going forward, I think, for the future. Because Konate's also 30. Didn't play as much. He's a little bit fuming. I might look to sell him if I possibly can. And then see what we do after that with the money. Because money-wise, I got 60 million. Again, I would need to probably sell a player if I'm going to bring in a world-class player for the first team. And it's just deciding then where to go. I think we both might be looking at right-backs, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Let's have a look, Dad, at how your squad performed this season. Champions League winning squad.
I wonder who's the leading goal scorer.
I wonder. He scored more goals than games and got 10 assists. So
Wow.
Erling Haaland.
They're just feeding him, isn't they?
The robot.
Just feeding him.
Yeah, disgusting
Brilliant.
player. Michael Elise didn't get as good a season as he did last year. Still
Nope.
decent though.
Still happy with that, though.
Yeah, 22 and
when your
12.
striker scored 58 goals, someone,
It's got to come back from somewhere.
no one else is scoring, are they? If he's
Yeah.
putting the ball in the back of the net. So.
What I do like is your wingers, Elise and Fofana, 22 and 12. Fofana, 12 and 22.
Yeah, that's quite
So
good.
exactly the same,
Yeah.
but the other way round. Phil Foden's also had another good year as well.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking now, where are you? Right back.
Right back. There's got to be. Is it still Lewis who's holding that
He's there,
position?
yeah, still
he's
Lewis.
still there. So you look at all the other players there. It's still looking good, really, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm looking at Lewis now, unfortunately, my friend. But see what I can get. How much money have I got to spend?
Only 184.
I might be able to find him right back for that price, I reckon.
Possibly. Just maybe
I
184.
might not even have to sell anybody.
Well,
That's
no,
even
I don't
better.
think you will. I think Lewis can keep his job at City. But yeah, you might find somebody for that. But there we go. Right, well, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next episode when we come back with seasons 5 and 6 as Dad is trying to mount a massive comeback now after going 10-5 down. But he's got momentum with him picking up the big one, the Champions League, which of course means you've got a Super Cup also to play for.
Yes.
However, you cannot stop me in the Community Shield. And it's me versus Everton.
That one there, you just keeps picking up every season, don't you?
Every season.
It's an easy trophy for you.
If you
isn't
take
it?
away the Community Shields, it's quite close.
It would be, yeah.
But there we go. So make sure you subscribe so you do not miss that episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let's see what happens next. Both of our shortlist this season was a right back, and I made a move for Tino Livramento from Newcastle. Dada spent slightly more on his from Bayern Munich, but he is also younger as rejoins Manchester City. We were also receiving bids for players that weren't necessarily getting the game time that they wanted at our clubs, with Ryan Cherky for Dad and Ryan Gravenberch both leaving our clubs. And that helped fund Dad's replacement as Rodrigo Mora, a world-class attacking midfielder, joins his. I was also selling Jeremy Frimpong as he barely played, and I have now got a new right back joining, so I spent the money on bringing in a young defensive midfielder. Thanks to Dad's heroics in the Champions League lately, he is in the Club World Cup and he's doing really well in the competition. Going on to play Arsenal in the final, which turned out to be a really tight match. And Dad, of course, was fighting to make it 10-6 in trophies if he could lift this one. And eventually, the game went to a penalty shootout where City were victorious.
Trophies. And Dad celebrated winning that trophy by signing William Pacho for his defence for what could be a £122 million move in total. And that was paid for with the likes of Kusanov going to Inter for 60 million, Aït-Nouri leaving for roughly another 15, and wages being freed up from the likes of Bernardo Silva moving on. With his Champions League win, of course, as well last season, it meant that Dad could capitalise and win another trophy in the UEFA Super Cup. And against a resilient Frankfurt side, there was just one goal being scored, and it was a corker, thanks to Michael Olise. Dad couldn't celebrate the score of 10-7 for far too long, though, because it was Community Shield time. And although Everton did give us a really good game at Wembley, taking the lead and really making us work for it, the game eventually came down to a penalty shootout where Tyler Diblin blasted his wide to make it 11-7 on trophies.
Well, Dad, great start in the summer because that's 2 trophies.
Oh, what a start. I'm really, really pleased with that now. I'm starting to catch you again now.
Yeah, Club World Cup comes in, one on penalties against Arsenal there. Gyökeres and Ødegaard both missed. And also the Super Cup after winning the Champions League, beating obviously Europa League winners, Eintracht Frankfurt.
So just though, but yeah, I'll take that.
2 trophies. However, I have also won a trophy with the Community Shield 5 seasons in a row, I think that is. Which means the scores on the doors for the trophies is 11-7.
Getting closer though.
It isn't too bad.
It
down. 4 trophies away, not too bad at all. It's going to start making it very interesting, especially with the signings that you're making.
Yes.
Because the signings that you are making are getting better, I think. The transfers that have come in this window, really good players.
Yes.
William Pacho, and you're spending big money too. £122 million.
But you've got to be spending the big money to get these big players in the haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
he's replacing Kusanov, who went for 60.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. I know he's double the price, but an extra 60 million, you get a world-class centre-back there. And compared to a player that wasn't playing for you at all.
That's right, yeah.
Ryan Aït-Nouri finally left. He's been trying to go for the last few seasons. Finally, a club comes in for him, which is Brighton. But there's more players who have left and again replaced really well. We've got Ryan Cherky going for £57 million. We've also got Reinders, who was on quite a lot of money, £15 million. And bringing in, you got 2 players coming in here. Rodrigo Mora, 121 million.
This is probably my best signing, I feel.
Yeah.
He's going to go into that attacking midfield position. I mean, you look at him, he's really, really good, isn't he?
That's world class. He's 22.
And I can use him on the wings if I need to. And we know this new game, you've got to be really good dribbling. And he's up there with the best of them, really, isn't he? Mm-hmm. And he's quick with it as well. So, I think this possibly could be my best signing yet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he could be really good. I mean, I've had Wirtz.
He's only 22 as well.
Yeah, I've had Wirtz for the last few years doing like the damage like this guy will probably need to step up and do.
He's going to sit right behind Haaland and just supply that ball through to him and go into the gaps as well.
Yeah. You had enough as money as well to bring in a right back in Javario Reed.
Yeah, I mentioned that I was going to try and bring in a right back, and I've got this guy, and I don't think he's going to take the first team space off Rico Lewis, is it?
Yeah.
Like you guys have been saying to all the comments you've been sending me, and thanks for the comments, Rico Lewis is a good player.
Yeah.
And it was hard to replace him. I couldn't in the end, so I've just went for the next best thing. This player is so close to Rico Lewis, you wouldn't know which one's on the pitch of the two, really. They're so much alike, as in attributes and all that. So I've got 2 world-class right-backs, I feel, as in... It don't matter which one gets injured now. I've got another one to replace him, and I'm happy with that. Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. He's got a lot of 15s in there as well, which obviously you can see now. I've changed the attribute colours. How did you do that, Luke? I know. I've done a short form video that I'll post on all of my platforms, including YouTube Shorts, including TikTok, including Instagram. So make sure you follow me on them, because I'll do like little tutorials like that. Somebody sent me it, Mr. Teeny, who does all the retro databases. He sent me, Luke, I found your answer. Some guys in Korea have worked it out. FM Korea have worked it out. It took me about 5 minutes to work out how to do it. It's slightly complicated. That's why I'm going to do the video for it. So that will already be out. So if you want to change the attribute colours, don't worry, Sports Interactive, we'll do it ourselves. We found a way of doing it. So there we go. Yeah, there's the right back that have come through. You haven't changed your formation.
No.
Neither of us have, to be honest, because we're both dominating other competitions.
Yeah.
It's basically luck each season. We found our sort of system, and it's luck each season who plays well against, each other. But if you're looking at, obviously, your star rating, Really high.
It's hard to improve on it as well, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sort of pleased with this formation again. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to do any tinkering with it. So let's go. I've won 2 big trophies already this season. Let's go.
All right, well, let's have a look to see what I've done, because the right back was also on the agenda for me. I didn't have as much money as Dad, but still managed to spend quite a bit because of obviously player sales too. Now, I've got a lot of loan players as well, and there's a few really good players coming through my youth team that we might have to mention or bring up, but we'll see in a sec. £90 million for Chiesa, so never really got into my first team, to be honest. He's quite old now. One of the loan players that I like the look of is this man, Tyler Hardiman. Quite a good player, to be honest, only 19. His physicals are fantastic. And Ian Williams, as a left back, looks really solid too. So there's another option there. There's another one that I might show called Festus, who you might see me tweet about. He is hilarious, but looks really solid. Now, a few other players have also left. Jeremy Frimpong for £32 million, because I brought in a right back. Jeremy Frimpong could have left. And Ryan Gravenberch, £47 million. Decided to just go for it and get rid of him. I think for a good reason as well. Now, Tino Livramento has joined the club from Newcastle. He is the right back that I decided to go for. He was also the right back that you were going to go for.
Yeah.
But I got there first.
Yeah.
£80 million, bit of a bargain, to be honest. Very good at dribbling, so all-rounder, and he's only 26. So the perfect sort of position that I've got there. Festus Hardcastle. There he is. How good does he look at 19 years of age?
Yeah.
With good pace, acceleration, agility, and natural fitness. Finishing in first touch at 16, as his composure, and off the ball of 14 as well.
It's got it all already, look.
Whoa, he likes to beat the offside trap. 5-star potential ability compared to the rest of my side. Festus Hardcastle, the worst name in football ever, but could be a great football player. We'll see. Give him some loans. See how he plays. But the last signing that I made was Kenneth Eichhorn. So I sold Gravenberch and I brought in Kenneth Eichhorn. Gravenberch was like 29, I think now. Kenneth Eichhorn's 20. Exactly the same current ability, but he's got a 5-star potential again. So right now, his current ability might not be attribute-wise as good as Gravenberch, but again, look how many 15s there are in here, which tells me he could be a quality player with a few seasons of game time under his belt. And with the release clause that he had in his contract of 53 million, if you think I sold Gravenberch for about 6 million less.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great move, really. So match day, we're sticking with the same formation, but I am locking in a few players. We're locking in Leone and Huijsen as my centre-back partnership. Eichhorn being locked into this role here instead of McAllister, and Rio being locked in on that left-hand side. Another season of Rio, yes please. He has been a joy, especially last season. The goals he scored, phenomenal. So I'm really happy just to keep that ball rolling with him. Now, you had a great start to the season, Dad. I didn't have a bad one. We did draw to Leeds, which is disappointing, away from home and an early kickoff. Never back the early kickoffs, as they say. But there we go. Now, I did play Everton in the Community Shield. So it was a derby. Tyler Diblin missed the penalty, which meant that I also won my competition on penalties too. So another trophy there in the bag, which we've established already. But Ipswich 1-0. Looked a bit rough. But then the Bournemouth one came along. A nice little 4-1 there with Eichmann scoring, Rio scoring, and Wirtz scoring 2. So Dad has picked up 2 trophies. I've picked up 1, so he's closing the gap ever so slightly to 4 now. I've got to keep that gap as big as I possibly can and keep on making sure I am in that Community Shield next season. I know how much you will hate it, but those were the rules we established before we even started this, and I'm loving the fact that I can play the villain and keep winning the Community Shield.
You picked him to be Liverpool, so it's all your fault.
Exactly. Dad's there winning the big ones, the Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
I'm there just lifting that really terrible shield every single time. Let's go. Season number 5. Let's see what happens. With the scores being the way they are and how dominant I've been domestically, it was impossible to predict the score of the first matchup against Dad, as Mora scored 2 and we were battered 5-0 on the day. However, that was only one of 2 losses we had suffered in 23 league games, as we sat top of the league and 10 points above Dad in third.
United knocked me out of the earlier stage of the Carabao Cup, but Dad met them in the final, and he won the game in extra time 4-3 to now make it 11-8 on trophies. It was still all to play for in the Champions League though, as well, as we both reached the quarter-final stage. That's when I began to have a terrible time, as we were knocked out by Spurs in the Champions League, Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final, and then losing league games we just shouldn't be, with Arsenal to play next, as they've actually overtaken us at the top of the league. Dad was out of the FA Cup thanks to Newcastle in the earlier rounds, but he managed to progress through to the Champions League semi-finals after a great two-legged win over Real Madrid. I ended up drawing 0-0 with Arsenal, but this Newcastle goal against them in the 93rd minute of their match was a crucial one for me, as it meant that we pushed on and won the Premier League to make it 12-8 on trophies. Dad was a little preoccupied on his side as he reached another Champions League final, and this time it was Spurs who were his opponents. And it looked like another comfortable win until the last kick of the game, where Spurs equalised to take it to extra time, where the same player found a breakaway from a long ball over the top, and he punished Dad to win the Champions League for Spurs. What a missed opportunity
I don't believe
to go
this.
to 12-9 in trophies. The score stays 12-8 as Dad loses to Spurs in extra time. Look who it was who scored it as well. The youngster.
Oh, dear.
Brilliant. He got 2 goals, one of them really important. Also, the equaliser coming in the 95th minute.
Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it?
Which is really heart-wrenching.
I love late goals and not when Spurs are scoring them against me. So,
No.
I've got to say, well done, Spurs.
What a time to concede. What a time to concede. Now, you did win a trophy, Dan, as we mentioned. The Carabao Cup, which is basically your version at the minute of my Community Shield.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because I ain't got anywhere near this, I don't think, for ages. But you seem to keep winning it as well, so fair
I'll take
play
it as
to
another
you.
trophies, yeah. So it's another one that I'm a little bit closer to you again. So
Yeah. Well, I won it 2 years in a row, then you won it. So
Yeah.
I did win a couple. Maybe I'm lying a little bit, but there we go. Now, yeah, you've won that one. The FA Cup was an interesting one, really, because neither of us did really well in it. Arsenal ended up winning that against Fulham in the final. But, I mean, we're on yours. You were knocked down the 5th round by Newcastle.
Yeah.
In that competition, whereas if we go to me, how I got on in the FA Cup doesn't actually say, which is really annoying. Why doesn't it say that? It's so frustrating. We'll have to go find it through fixtures instead. But I won the Premier League, so I'm happy with that. So there we go. I won it. I lost in the semi-final against Arsenal. After beating Stoke in the quarterfinals there. So Arsenal beat me in the semi-final to then go on and win the whole thing, which is fair enough. The Premier League, though, Arsenal finishing second in between us.
Yeah.
Now 92 to 88 points, so 4 points in between. You had 79 though, big drop off there.
it was a big drop off, yeah. I mean, I still only lost 7 games up, but yeah, it's disappointed with that. I think I'll just put an all my. I played.
You were in the Champions League.
Yeah, I was in the Champions League, and I played all the games at the beginning of the season. I was tired at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Right? We played so many games.
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
You know what I mean?
Now, Tottenham actually knocked me out of the quarterfinals, so if I got any further, it might have been us in the final again, which I'm glad, to be honest, it wasn't, because that was always embarrassing. Now, the statistics, Erling Haaland is still scoring the goals for you, Dad. He's got 30 goals.
Yeah, I keep thinking, should I buy another striker? Should I buy another striker? And I think, no, he's still doing it for me, so yeah, leave him alone.
Exactly. Ike Bravo, which might be a player that some of you guys might want to pick up or take a look at least, because he's 25 here in season number 5, and he's just got... How many goals was it? It was ridiculous, man. I hate that the fact that it goes off of that every time. What's the point in that? There we go. 26 goals in 38 games in the Premier League, so really good.
58 million, so it's a good price as well, really, for a good striker.
Isak got me 18. He's age 30 now, Alexander Isak, so we're still at the end there. Harry Kane is still knocking around. He's got 18 goals at Fulham in the Premier League. Unbelievable from him. Fantastic stuff. But I'm worried that my next top scorer was Florian Wirtz down at 14. How did I still win the league here? Ekitike got 11, so that ain't too bad, but he's been playing a bit of a big part there, and Rio got 9. So, yeah, my defence must have just been really good this season. Instead of conceding goals, we've just been really solid and batting down the hatches, I guess. But, oh well. Now, Leone, obviously locking him in. That's, I definitely think's benefited. Virgil van Dijk is retiring this season. So the legendary Virgil van Dijk for us is going, obviously, after losing Salah as well. So Salah went this season, just gone. Dean Huijsen starting most of the games as well. I think it's going to benefit him. He's only 25, so that's decent. Kenneth Eichhorn, the guy that I locked in, good bit of development in there. I think if we got rid of McAllister and brought in a couple of youngsters, we might be quite safe in just allowing them to battle it out, really. William Gomez did also play quite a lot of games this season and done very well in terms of development. And Rio, who of course we locked in that left side, really good indeed. So selection info, if we have a look at the goals, there we go. 30 from Isak was the top scorer. Wirtz had the best season in my opinion though, with 20 and 15, although William Gomez 16 and 22 assists, just underneath it, I would say is the second best this season.
Yeah,
solid season, so I'm really happy with that. Now recruitment is £76 million, not too bad, not amazing, but let's have a look, Dad, to see what you've been up to. Obviously gaining more trophies than me this season. 57 goals from Erling Haaland in 49 starts and 13 off the bench, which is disgusting. 26 from Rodrigo Mora. What a signing.
That's a good signing, yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Olise still doing it.
I'd said he'd do the assist as well, but to bang in 26 goals as well, I'm really pleased with that. That's a good signing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is all obviously your attacking. I hate that. All these are your attacking players down basically to Savinho, who are like starting.
Yeah.
You can see that Endrick coming off the bench or starting whenever Haaland's missing games. He's only got 7, but from like Savinho up, they're the ones that are playing the most first team football. And Savinho didn't get that many goals, but he got 24 assists.
Yeah, so that's great.
Whereas Fofana, who got more goals, got slightly less assists in less games as well, Malik Fofana. Now, he's only 25, so, we got 5 seasons left. He's only going to be 30 by the time this thing ends. Elise, again, cracking season, as is Rodrigo Mora. So, great signing.
Going forward, I'm really dangerous. So
yeah.
It's just... I've won trophies this season, so I'm going the right way.
Yeah, your right back that you signed did play 30 games.
Yeah,
so again, like you said, he didn't play as many as maybe Rico Lewis. He got 46, but he still played a lot because he could also play on the left.
Yeah.
So whenever your left back was struggling, he was also stepping in there. But Pacho, the amount of money you spent on him, Dad, 7 games he played.
Yes.
7.
I brought him in to just to cover the left back and the centre back. But obviously they didn't get injured, so I didn't need him.
Yeah.
I know it was a lot of money, but it's having that player there just in case you do get injuries, I mean, Mickey van der Ven, how many did he play? 50 games, so there you go.
Yeah.
He didn't get injured, so...
No, and you've also got Gvardiol as well.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, well, your recruitment, your money for this season, 180... What are you going to spend that on? I
don't really know at the moment.
Yeah.
The last few seasons I've been able to pick sort of position where I think I'm a bit sort of like weak. I'm not weak anywhere at the moment now. It might be just a case I might look at players' ages now and just think, well,
he's future-proofing.
Yeah, and just try and bring a couple of players in their sort of like low 20s or something like that. Just to sort of push me through to the last
to the 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I think I need now.
Very similar to what I'm thinking as well, actually. And I've got a feeling, because obviously I lost Alisson too, so that's another one within the last sort of 2 seasons. Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk, those like 3, the trifecta.
Big players there, really.
Yeah, they're all, and I didn't want to sell any of them either. It was kind of like, I ain't gonna get much money from them, so I might as well just keep him in until they decide to retire. There's Alisson. He is also retiring on as well as Van Dijk. He played 45 games. Now, Mamardashvili might have been really good if I had been playing him for the last few seasons. I haven't been. Do I find a better goalkeeper than Mamardashvili? Potentially. I'll have a look. But if not, he's not a bad goalkeeper to go in the next season with. So that's one of those scenarios where I'm like, right, okay, I can have a look around. If I find a couple of youngsters that I like, then great, because there's a couple of players here. I mean, Andres hasn't played hardly anything. He's wanted. If I can get close to £60 million for him, lovely stuff.
Yeah,
he'll be gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just whether I can find a couple of players to come in that are youngsters, like you say, that will future-proof for the likes of when McAllister leaves, etc., and Isak goes, although Festus could be Isak's replacement there, and then Ekatike as well in the next 5 years. So that's what I might do as well. So let's have a look then. An interesting summer ahead of us. And of course, the scores 12-8
on trophies. Dad was so close to making it 12-9.
With a few aging players, I tried to look and sign a couple of young talents, and my scouts have found a promising Dane at Bromby I just have to go for. My best signing though was bringing Mark Guehi back to the Premier League on a free transfer after his time in Saudi Arabia. Dad's tactic after being embarrassed by Spurs though was to try and sign their best player Xavi Simons for what could be a deal of £120+ million. And he's also signing a goalkeeper in Lucas Chevalier from PSG as well. With Alisson retiring though, I also need a goalkeeper, and I took a chance on a youngster from PSV. And I started the season on form. My new youngsters that I brought were excellent and combined really well to score the first goal in the Community Shield, where I won 4-1 against Arsenal to make it 13-8 against Dad. Unfortunately for Dad, I was also his first game of the season, and yet again, another new signing scored in a 3-0 win.
Well, I had a great 2 games. Getting a nice little extra trophy, the Community Shield. Take it. And then, of course, that makes it 13-8, followed by a nice little 3-0 win. And look who scored the first goal, my free transfer, Mark Guehi.
Yeah.
Perfect. What a start to the season. Got a nice little 1-0 against Brighton, 5-1 against Norwich. Isak still scoring loads of goals. Mark Guehi get on the score sheet again. And Burnley, 4-1 as well, with a few other players getting in and around the action. So I'm buzzing with this. This is a great start for me. And I think I had a very good transfer window because not only did I get a free transfer, which is scoring goals, but I've got a future goalkeeper, I hope. He's got decent potential anyway, that we've brought in from PSV. He's only 19 as well, Samson Kasahun. So looks quite good from PSV. Didn't spend too much money on him, but then the youngsters that we got from River Plate and Bromby, bargains. £25 million for Valentino Antunes, who's got 3 assists so far this season. Oh my God, look how good he is. What an attacking centre mid he is.
His first touch and his passion and his flair. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
And his composure to go with that as well.
Work rate, he's both footed.
Yeah. What a player.
He is incredible. He straight away gets the number 7 spot. I love him. He is.
It's a big number for Liverpool to take over as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
Whoa.
So, very good. Very happy with that. And then the other signing that we brought in, not really for now, but I've loaned him out, is he loaned out or is he just my youth team? He's just my youth team at the minute. I was trying to loan him out. Matthias Alcer. So he's gone into the youth team to play there because we've got a load of names in there and he can just be available anyway if we ever need him. It does say actually that he's played 4 times in the Premier League and got an assist. So he is covering the bench and coming on. And he's got himself an assist too. So, I mean, that's absolutely fine with me.
Yeah.
But 5-star potential, looks really solid. And we paid... How much? 13. 13 million pound. So brilliant stuff. Jane Downs is gone for £22 million. So that was where I had the money in that regard. But then the signings, the player side that I sold after that, nobody really went out for much. Again, though, loans to the likes of Festus Hardcastle. 2 seasons in a row now, loading them out. Putting some time into him. This time he's going to Bournemouth in the Championship. He's got a goal already. Tyler Hardiman's going out as well. Ian Williams is going to Forest. He looks like he's playing quite well. So getting these guys some game time to hopefully be able to bed them in future seasons, especially Festus. I think that when that season where I sell Isak and bring Festus in, it's going to be great. Keeping the same tactic. Haven't really had to change stuff. Let's have a look at your stat because you have changed.
Yes, I have changed my tactic.
Your tactic. So along your signings that you've brought in, which again you had quite an active one, the goalkeeper being the main one there for Lucas Chevalier.
Yeah, I felt that he was going to be my reserve keeper. Trafford is not sort of doing as well as I was hoping he was going to do. So I just needed a reserve keeper that'd be just as good as my first team keeper, and I think this guy will do that for me.
68 million on a reserve goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know, but that's the way.
Oh, you spent 122 on somebody who only played 9 games. So,
Yeah.
And then Xavi Simons from Spurs.
Xavi Simons is the reason why I've changed my formation. To be honest with you, I felt I was concentrating too much in defending. I wanted to be more attacking, so I pushed one of my centre defenders up.
Midfielders.
Centre midfielders up. Yeah. And defending midfielder. I was playing 2 defending midfielders. I'm playing 1 there, and I'm put Xavi Simons into the attacking sort of play role in midfielder. So I'm playing 1 more midfielder going forward. So I'm hoping that's going to benefit me by winning more games, really.
Yeah, and the tactical tweak, we were just having a look at it here before we pressed record, and in possession, he's picking up that pocket just in between these three players. So if you're looking where, if we've got the ball in and around your defenders, you've got the ball in and around the halfway point, which is kind of a lot of the time where you tend to start attacks.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
He's going to be picking up those little pockets of space there, while Elise, Mora and Savinho are slightly further ahead.
Yeah,
and if there's anybody in the world that you want to pick up the ball here to be supplying these four players, it's Xavi Simons.
Yeah, I mean, his passing is 17 and his flair is 16, so he's got all that. So I can't find his vision. Or vision was 16. 16 was it? So he can pick a pass, can he? We know he can pick a pass. Yeah. So he's, like you say, he's picking the ball right where I want him to be picking it up. Yeah. And just slotting it through those little gaps for me, really. Yeah,
he's not getting in the way of each other, which tends to happen. This is why the visualizer, I think, is such a good thing, because when you were looking at what player role to have him in, it's like, well, if you used attacking midfielder and switch it around, he might be too far up into that space.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be hogging the space where Elise is trying to find the space, and then you've just got a bit of a clump in that sort of area there, and a big old gap there between him and Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
So, it's quite spaced out. It's interesting to see how it plays out, because obviously at the start of the season, didn't work out very well against Liverpool.
No, it didn't.
But Arsenal, who finished second, you beat them 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, you think I played PSG just before I played you as well. So, I mean, that was an hard game, one each. They're a really good side. I've come up against you. I lost 3-0, but then, like you said, I've just beat Arsenal 3-0 as well. So, 3 hard games I've done there, and I've come out with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. So
yeah.
I'm happy with that. That's all right. But then back into the league situation, and I'm winning again. So, happy.
Okay, well.
It's a long season.
Yes. And it's also a long gap in between the 2 trophies, as I now make it 13. So
yeah, you got your traditional 1 start of the season, didn't you? So
let's go. But I've got to keep doing that. You've got to win the FA Cup or the Premier League to keep getting into that competition. That's the whole point of the Community Shield. I'm not just winning it out of random luck. I'm putting myself in the position to be able to win it. So let's see whether this season I can do exactly the same. Things did get better for Dad, though, as I was knocked out of the Carabao Cup early by Newcastle. And in the second fixture against me, his side were far better, winning 2-0 thanks to a Xavi Simons brace, giving Dad a big lead going into February at the top of the Premier League table. He then took advantage of me not being in the Carabao Cup, as he went on to comfortably beat Southampton in the final 6-1 to make it 13-9 in trophies. In fact, the only threat I was making for a trophy this season was in the Champions League, as I was already out of the FA Cup too, and Dad was taking a commanding lead in the Prem. And despite him not being in the Champions League, he didn't have to panic about that either, as Leverkusen knocked me out. And that left things really easy for Dad in the Premier League too, and he continued to smash teams all the way to the league title, with players like Mora and Haaland on form, with Haaland scoring 52 league goals in total and ending the season much closer to me with the score at 13-10. Well, a solid season for you, Dad. Only losing 2 games, champions of the league, and closing the gap.
Yes.
Because I go trophyless.
That is just like a big Brucey bonus. You going trophyless, but also it puts me in the Charity Shield the next season as well. Which you won't. You won't be in it.
Southampton will be your opposition, who won the FA Cup.
That's a big boost.
Yeah. Come on. That's 13-10. You can see Southampton beat West Ham in the final there. We both missed out on that one. 13-10 in terms of trophies, winning the league. So closing the gap down to 3.
Pulling it back, yeah.
Plus, you should win the Community Shield. So really, you can say that's 13-11.
I ain't counting them yet.
You just don't know.
No, I'm not doing that.
But yeah, there we go. So PSG beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. Neither of us was in the Champions League final. So going into this season then, Dad, did you expect to be that good? I mean, only losing 2 games. I dropped off quite a bit, because I'm level with Spurs there, because the season before I went from 92 points, so yeah, dropping 8 points there from the season before.
I'm going to be honest with you, I expected to be that good, but not as good as you, I would say. Yeah. I've been sat here watching you gradually get your team just growing. You've brought a couple of youngsters through. Oh my God, they are so good, and I'm thinking to myself, this is getting harder and harder to stop you from winning something, and then I've got to win it myself then.
Yeah.
So Yes, I did expect it to be that good. I expected that from here to the end to be me or you winning the league.
Yeah.
That's what I expect.
Yeah, same.
And being very close to every final.
Yeah.
So it's there for the taking for both of us, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've both built some really good sides. You've got a better, younger side than me. I'm sort of like, I'm doing a fireman's job at the moment. I'm just going out there and fighting the fire. Wherever I've got a problem, I'm just going to go out and buy a player and fell it.
Yeah.
Where you're building your
I'm
team.
building for the future.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So.
But I had the opportunity to do that. I had time.
Yeah.
68 goals from Erling Haaland.
I mean, this is what's helped me so much as well. I haven't had to go out and get that world-class striker. I already had him in the team. He's banging, 68 goals. Come on. That is just
70 goals in a
ridiculous,
season.
isn't it?
Mental.
You know, and I haven't got to worry about that. All I got to do is just feed the goat, really, innit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Rodrigo Mora, obviously fairly new signing coming in, got 12 goals, 13 assists. Savinho from the wing getting 23. I'm still surprised. I mean, Endrick looks like he's there or thereabouts if you give him the game time. He's got 13 goals, but he only had 14 starts.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, a lot of this is quite small. But then you look at it and go, oh, Haaland scored 68. Like,
Yeah.
that's... You take away 30 of his goals, he still had 38 goals, and then you spread those 30 goals across everybody else.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what an unbelievable goal-scoring season. Now, the transfer budget you got is £132 million. As you said, you've got quite a lot of players who are in their 30s or coming up to their 30s
that's
now.
the only thing that worries me.
If we're looking at my squad, so obviously a bad year how we performed, but I did sort of sacrifice a couple of things. One being the goalkeeper, pushing him into the starting 11. I think development was probably worth it. If I go trophyless, but he turns out to be a better goalkeeper overall, then I'm happy with that. Valentino Antunes, again, oh my God, he looks great. For a 20-year-old centre midfielder,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why I've done it, to make sure he played a lot more games. And Dean Huijsen played a lot as well, so yeah, that's really good. But yeah, my top scorer wasn't even Isak. It was Florian Wirtz, who's had an unbelievable year as well. 29 goals and 20 assists. 5-star performance from him. He's only 28. But I think Alexander Isak, if I can find a club to come in for him, it might be time to go, or he might have a year left. I don't know. I'll have to decide because I haven't got an outright replacement right now. I'm looking at like Festus Hardcastle should be the natural replacement because he is very good.
He's looking good, isn't he?
But at the minute he's only 2-star, only 2.5 star. He got 21 goals out on loan in 48 games at Bournemouth, which was in the Championship. Is it too early to make that step up yet? I might have to make a big decision this summer. Again, from the wings, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, Ekitike, it might be time for him to go. He's wanted and requesting to leave, so that could be one where I let him go. He's 28 as well. But Rio and William Gomez, they look like, I mean, they're performing, but only 3-star on each. Might need to look at that as well and possibly bring somebody in to replace them. But yeah, my transfer budget going into next season is £100 million. So I can do something with it.
Yeah.
It just depends what. But yeah, closing the gap to 13 to 10 plus that Community Shield on the way. Dad is back in this race.
And it's almost a rebuild time as bids for Ekitike come through, and I decided to be smart and reject the ones from the Premier League and accept the others, freeing up some money to bring in some future talent such as Ben Simon, a young striker from Rennes who was 21, looks fantastic, as well as a more established name replacing Ekitike directly in Kenan Yildiz from Juventus, still in his prime at 26 and ready for the Prem. Dad was on the same wavelength too, bringing in Yassir Asprilla from Girona, who had developed into an elite winger or centre mid, raising money through sales such as Wesley Fofana to Atletico Madrid for 50 million. And after seeing the success I had with my youngsters signings, he decided to bring in Zebedee Lawson and Simon Tarbuck to try and replicate this for his City side. Of course, with winning the league, Dad had a first swing at a trophy this season, and Southampton was his Community Shield opponent, and they didn't really put up much of a fight as Dad won 5-1 with Erling Haaland scoring a hat-trick to make it 13-11. I decided this season I wanted to give some game time to my Danish right winger Al Sur, and that repaid me right away as he started the season red hot on form. With Dad getting close on trophies, the league title was going to be very interesting this season.
Well, Dad, it's now 13-11. The Community Shield has been won.
Getting a little bit smaller.
So just to trophies between us. Not bad, considering at some points it has been 5.
Yes.
It's the biggest gap so far. But yeah, start of the season, lost to Everton there within those 4 games.
That one. Oh, started so well with a 5-1 and then 3-0, so that, and 2-0 clean sheets. Great starts. Then United 4-1 as well. So I don't know. Everton, it's always going to be an hard game to play, but I still expected to win that game. Disappointed with that.
I mean, the new signing's done well. He scored a few goals, hasn't he? He's got a goal there against Brighton. He's also got 3 against Manchester United in his first derby.
Really pleased with that.
He started very well. Yassir Asprilla, but he wasn't the only guy who did join the club for you. Now, the other signings, you did refer to possibly signing a couple of youngsters, and that's exactly what you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 118 million on Asprilla just for the midfield. I felt I was getting a little bit weak in there, and with the age players around him, I've needed to fill that space with a youngster. Well, he's 27, but he's going to last me out now. Yeah. So I only had a little bit of money left over, so I just sort of hunting around for youngsters then, really.
Lawson's come in here.
Yeah, I've got quite a few wingers. You just never know if I get any sort of injuries there, or I need to sell a couple of them just to get a bit of money in. So I'm going to sort of bring this guy in, and he might just sort of take over from one of them. That's what my theory is behind that one.
I mean, he's a 4-star. I don't think he is a 4-star here.
I was a bit like that. I mean, he can cross the ball, he can dribble, and he's quick. That's what I sort of looked at, and that's what we're sort of looking at as for wingers, really, isn't we? Yeah. I mean, there's no way he's going to get into my team anyway at the moment. So
no, especially with like Malik Fofana and players like that. There.
So I'm just going to sort of develop him, really.
Simon Tarbuck as well is another one, 19 years of age. He's a centre back by trade, can also go up into the DM role by the looks of it, but definitely looks to be a better centre back. He's 6'2", good jumping reach and balance. Position is slightly low at the minute. The rest of his attributes slightly low, but he's out on loan.
He's only 19.
Well, he's going to be on loan.
Yeah, get him out there straight away. That's the theory behind that. Sort of get him some game time. But he's only 19, so it could be a good signing.
Yeah. So tactically, you haven't changed anything.
No.
After obviously the changes from last season, but locking in Asprilla.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure he did get the game time, and it seems to be working. He's got a hat-trick in the Manchester derby, as you said earlier. So I'm quite pleased with the way it started, really.
Okay, well, over to me then. Now I referenced possibly getting rid of Ekitike and Isak. One of them did go. That was Ekitike. I think it was a good time for him to go because he was in and out of the team. He was unhappy anyway. McAllister also left as well. Another big name on Liverpool's sort of lineup that I've had for a long time. But yeah, Ekitike's gone to PSG. Ironically, where he came through the youth academy, which is quite funny to be fair. That he didn't come through. I actually came through Reims, but when he first burst onto the scene, PSG got him for £25 million, then sold him like the season later to Frankfurt, which was obviously where he went before the move to Liverpool. So I almost got all of my money back there. Yeah. Plus had him for some really good seasons. But you can see last year he only actually started 9 games and come 12 off the bench, so his game time was getting smaller and smaller. He's got game time at PSG. He started 5 games, got 3 goals, 2 assists. I'm guessing he's really happy with that. So I'm happy to bring that money in because that allowed me to replace him and then, of course, set up for next season. So the replacements for him really is going to be Keenan Yildiz. Now, £120 million, a lot of money. He's only 26 though. World class, I think he can also play in that attacking midfielder should we be missing Florian Wirtz for a while. So I think that's a good little buy there. But mainly he's going to come off that left-hand side. And I've changed tactic now for the first time since like season 2, I think. Where Keenan Yildiz might be a better option than what Hugo Ekitike was for that left-hand side. And I'll explain why in a little bit. I've also spent some money on a Rennes player though, so we haven't mentioned them yet in FM26. Here they are, the dirty rats of Rennes. They're still filthy. They're still horrible, no matter whatever game we are playing.
They haven't cost you anything yet, though, have they? They haven't beat you anywhere.
They haven't. Well,
we haven't seen them at all.
But yeah, there we go. So £18 million I spent on Ben Simon, who is actually from Luxembourg. So very rare you get a player from that. But he's 21 with a 5-star potential, 3-star current ability. I've tried loaning him out. Nobody's really took the bait yet. But 18 for finishing, very fast. Model citizen personality as well. Good flair, great composure. So I think he's solid start.
He's got solid foundations. Striker, really,
yeah. So
21?
When we do sell Isak, he could come in. But of course, we've also got Festus Hardcastle, who might have a bit of a say in that. Then there's 2 more signings. We've got Carlos Robles for £12 million. Centre midfielder, but I actually think he's better at centre back. He's 6'7", with 20 jumping reach. He's not exactly slow. Good positioning, tackling, marking, heading is all there. I'm training him to be a centre-back, so we'll see how that one plays out. And he is obviously going to be playing in the youth teams as well this season, so we'll see. And then the final one is Michel Finizio, who I've got from Lazio. He's straight out on loan to Middlesbrough, and he's another striker. Now, we paid quite a lot of money for him in comparison, so we've got £35 million there. He's gone out on loan in the Championship, got a goal already in 3 games. I think he could be quite good in the future. It's taking these little gambles to see which one pays off, really, because we've got the time to do so. Now, I mentioned the changes in the tactic, and I'm locking a couple of players in as well. We have switched around the out of possession. So instead of now having a secondary striker where our left winger would sit up there, we've brought him back and we've changed a couple of the roles. One of them being a winger on this right-hand side, one of them obviously being a tracking winger here, and changed a couple of the roles on the in possession as well. So now I'm kind of looking at it as the out of possession, we are a little bit more secure. You can see Keelan Euris will drop back there, but going forward, when we are in possession, he still sits quite high. And one of the players I'm locking in, I've changed his role for the reason of, you'll see in a second, is Al Sir, who I signed a couple of seasons ago. He went out on loan last year and played. Oh, did he go out on loan? I thought we loaned him out. He didn't, but he just played quite a lot of games. There we go. So we played quite a lot of games for the non-competitive, which would be the youth team, and got 18 goals, 12 player of the matches. Was really solid, and the development on him was crazy. So if you're looking at how good he is now, his only real weakness is his dribbling in terms of the position he plays. The rest of him is solid.
Yeah.
15 for pace, acceleration, agility, 18 for balance. He's really good at crossing the ball. He can finish as well. Great passing and technique. So as a winger, he's more of like a wide forward, but he can cross the ball. So 17 for crossing, which is the reason why in possession now we have stuck him out on here, and he's a wide forward who will stay wide, can then obviously cross as well as cut inside and shoot himself. He looks solid. He's already got 2 goals, 2 assists at the start of the season. Dean Huijsen and the goalkeeper I'm trusting again to be locked in as well this season. I'm hoping by next year he'll be better than Mamardashvili, and that's my thinking with him. So my fixtures at the start of the season, I've also dropped points to Newcastle. It was an away fixture. Antunes actually saved us a point there with his equaliser. But we got a nice little win against Brentford, nice little win against Wolves and Everton without conceding a single goal since that change.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking there. That's definitely benefiting. We've got enough going forward to still score the goals. It's just making sure we don't concede any silly ones. And that's my hope.
It's a good start. I'm a bit worried again.
Yeah, 13-11. It's getting very close. Let's see what the scores are going to be at the end of this season. It wasn't until Boxing Day until Dad and I clashed in the league, and it only took 3 minutes at Anfield before Antunes got his first assist of the game for Szoboszlai. His second assist won't be remembered, however, because of what followed after from Al Sir, whose run was unbelievable down the right-hand side, and he smashed in a second. Dad City took until the second half to wake up, and despite finally breaking our defence down, go home empty-handed. And for now, I'm leading the league table by 9 points as Dad plots his revenge. With both of us out of the Carabao Cup before the final, the other competitions were far more important. However, the league title was mine after a second win over City in the league at the Etihad. Staying 9 points ahead and only losing 3 games all season to be crowned champions and making it 14-11. So I opened up another gap in the trophies, but a chance for revenge as Dad and I clashed again in the FA Cup final in what turned out to be a cracking match. Just 15 minutes on the clock and a poor clearance led to Isak hitting a pop shot that somehow crept in the corner. So 1-0 down and City came back almost immediately, and the mazy and quite frankly incredible run by Moura deserved a better finish. And 10 minutes later, he might have been wishing he had a second opportunity at that again, because my Liverpool side made City pay for missed chances as Al Sir banged in a second. City did eventually score through an own goal, but we replied quickly with a third, and it wasn't really until late that City got a second goal, but it was in fact too late. And my Liverpool side made it 2 trophies this season, taking the scores to 15-11, and there is a shot at a treble, as we have also got a Champions League final to play too. But our opponents was once again Dad City.
An insane season, really, and we somehow find ourselves clashing on the biggest stage yet again. And somehow Dad finds himself in another Champions League final. His record in this competition has been exceptional. This time round, the game went very differently, as our usual rock-solid defence cost us the opening goal with a bad pass allowing Erling Haaland far too much space. And he continued to haunt us all game, scoring a second goal, followed by completing his hat-trick in the second half in a dominant performance. And despite us scoring 2 goals, we were well and truly battered by Dad City, 5-2 on the night, taking it to 15-12 in trophies. Well, a solid performance in the Champions League final, which you definitely needed to make sure I didn't
100%.
get 3 trophies.
I was getting worried, mate, when you pulled it back to 3-2.
So close to a treble.
No, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Such a good start going 3-0 up. I thought, yes, it's in the bag, and you started pulling it back. Oh, there's still 30 minutes to go. Whoa, I really needed that because with you winning the league. Oh.
And the FA Cup.
Yeah. And you've done me in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah, I was going on for the treble.
When I looked at it and you won the league and we was in the FA Cup final and the Champions League final, I thought, this is a game changer. You could just walk away with both cups here. And I don't think I'd catch you then.
No.
Or
I mean, the league, I was
both cups.
far ahead of you as well.
Yeah.
Like, I pulled it back from where I was last season, pulled it straight back.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So a good 9 points clear there as champions.
You're only going to lose 3 games. You deserve to win the league. So, yeah, well done with that one. So, yeah.
Yeah. We're looking at the goals and everything, though. No shock that Erling Haaland is top scorer with 39. So, he's going to be up there, isn't he? I think he's been up there every single season that we've had. Darwin Nunez, who was at West Ham, is doing really well. But Florian Wirtz, again, is my top scorer.
Yes.
And again, that's kind of worrying me. Where is the likes of Alexander Isak? He's got 12 in 32. In 31, sorry. I think it might be time for Alexander Isak to leave the club. Antone's even had more than him, and he plays centre midfield. So, yeah, we might be looking into that, because it could have been even better for us. Just luckily, we still pulled away with a great end of the season. Now, goalkeeper-wise, smart move. He's really good. The gamble paid off.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
2 seasons by playing him.
And what's
the
he
gamble
doing?
paid off.
21.
Yeah.
And he'll only still carry
And he's
on
only
better.
£36 million I paid for him. So Samson Casahoon was a great little pickup there. Good little bargain that we have found for goalkeeper. Only 21 years of age. But yeah, the rest of the signings, I mean, we're looking at it now. Festus Hardcastle. He only started 16 games. He got 12 goals, 2 assists. But the development, because he's also been playing the under-21s, he's fantastic now. He is very bloody good now.
Yeah.
So I am really pleased with that little sort of gamble paying off, I guess, because non-competitive, you got 46 goals in 41 games. So he's playing under-21s and then also filling in when we need him. And I think he is better now than what Alexander Isak is. If we're looking at Alexander Isak, he's lost his pace a little bit. When you compare him to Festus Hardcastle, which we can do here. Now, remember, you can't compare him to players outside your club, which is an absolute joke, by the way. But when you compare him to Festus Hardcastle, and no, they don't both play in goal. For some reason, Football Manager has decided to flip that around. Why?
I was all over the place.
You thought you had a right back who was playing left back, and you were so confused, or right wing, wherever it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, if we're looking at the comparison between the 2 players, Festus Hardcastle, I think, is a better looking player right now than what Alexander Isak is. He has much better physical attributes, which we know is always good. His aggression anticipation is higher. The decision making, the off the ball is very close. It doesn't matter too much, but yeah. The only thing Isak has on him really is 1 more in finishing and a couple more in dribbling, which we know is quite good in the game.
Yeah.
I think it might be time. Alexander Isak's also wanted, so we could sell him and get a little bit of money for him.
You could sell him for a really good price, couldn't you? And you're sort of replacing him with almost the identical player at this present moment.
Yeah.
And there's 11 years difference in age.
So, and we've obviously got Ben Simon, who can be a backup, who does look quite a good backup, to be honest. He just needs a few bits of game time, really. So, I mean, I'm really happy. Al Sir, which was the gamble that we tried to make this year, really played off. 22 goals, 60 games, 22 goals, 26 assists. And the game time, boom, look at that. He's absolutely insane, isn't he?
His dribbling's a lot better now as well.
He's got to 14.
Yes.
So training him in his dribbling has really paid off. He's a phenomenal player, and again, he's only 21.
So him and Antunes, who's obviously made the team the last couple of seasons as well, he's gone straight into the first team, done really well. 2 fantastic buys there, and I think Festus might be joining him in that first team. So really glad that paid off. And obviously King Yildiz was the other new signing that we made, 19 and 19. I'm happy with that too. Now, recruitment, £48 million. Not a lot, but with the selling that we can do, I don't think we really need to bring in a lot of players because I've done quite well in the past. Dad, your recruitment, you've got 174 million to spend here, but obviously you did win the Champions League, so that kind of makes sense. And if we're looking at goals, I mean, Erling Haaland is top there with 67. Elise's done very well, 21-13.
Yep. Really pleased with that as well, coming in off the right wing. So
Mora 18 and 15.
I'll tell you what, Mora was really pleased with. He scored 18 goals and 15 assists because he's the one who just sat right behind Erling Haaland. So
he is a joy to watch in the matches too.
Yeah, so it's like, is he going to score or is he just going to lay it across? And he's laid quite a lot, over to 67 goals. You can't argue with that at all, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Endrick, again, 5-star player. Looks like he has got better this year, as you can see. And his prime now is 25. Those physical attributes are astounding. But coming in from that right, I think he might be the way to go next year instead of Michael Elise.
Yes,
I mean, well be. You bought him to be a secondary striker. He hasn't really played that well. Up there because he hasn't had the chance, but as a right winger now, he could be the one,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He looks really good, but yeah, there we go. So looking at that then, where do you think you're going to be buying a player this year? Because there's so many options.
I'm looking at the ages now of certain players coming in now. If you touch the age and look at all the players there, they're all defenders.
Diaz, 35. Rodri.
It's all defenders, isn't it? Yeah. My strike force, I think I can leave my strike force alone. Erling Haaland's, all right, he's 31, but his fitness levels are so good. I don't think I've got to touch the front 4 or 5, and I haven't got to touch the midfield really. My defence, I think I'm going to be looking at defenders. See what I can get in, just to see what I can cover. And you look at them, the players that are getting like 35, Diaz, I bet you anybody's fitness level is still good, and I bet you Rodri's fitness levels is still good.
Yeah, he's got 18 natural fitness.
So as long as they want to stay and want to carry on playing, I'm probably going to be buying players for not this season, not next season, maybe the season after,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be looking for, the defenders, really.
All right, an interesting summer then. What will happen? Will Isak be leaving? Will Ruben Diaz still have his number 1 spot? Let's find out. That began this summer after his European win with another new left-sided centre-back in Luke Haber, £75 million from Leipzig. And over selling Alexander Isak, it was time, and with him leaving the club, the right thing to do was put my trust in my youth, as Festus Hardcastle takes the number 9 spot. There were still some positions I need strength in depth, and Mazambi gives me that in all 3 midfield spots, and he's still only 26 years old. That was also buying a world-class defensive midfielder, bringing in Buadi from Real Madrid, who instantly walks into any team in the world at age 24. Of course, the Community Shield was the first thing on both of our minds this season, and once it began, Erling Haaland tormented us in the early minutes, scoring just 15 minutes in. But we were much more in the game than what we were in the Champions League final, and we pulled it back to 1-1 through Al-Sir. Just 7 minutes later though, and we fell behind again thanks to a beautiful curling effort by Michael Elise. It then stayed 2-1 until the 81st minute, when Festus Hardcastle was given too much time to turn inside and make an opportunity for himself to level it at 2-2. However, the game was won comically by the worst own goal you'll ever see, which puts Dad's 2 trophies behind with the score at 15-13. And it stays that way because his team failed to score in the first 3 penalties of the penalty shootout in the UEFA Super Cup against Man United. I know you beat me in the Community Shield, but a huge bullet was dodged there because it could have been 15-14, which is the closest it would have been since episode 1 when we first started this.
Oh, I can't
You've let me
believe
off
it.
there.
I have. Big stall. Man United of all teams as well to do me.
On penalties.
Oh, can't believe it.
On penalties too.
I thought the Ireland one of the 2 was going to be the charity shield against you. Really.
Mark Gahey scored an 89th minute own goal. Of course he does. But look who did score.
Yeah.
My 2 boys, Also and Festus.
That's the worrying thing I've got now, because those guys are starting to fire already now.
Yeah, they're on form.
Yeah, I could have really done with that Super Cup. That's right back into it in one trophy. Yeah. But it's still, it's 2 trophies. There's still a long way to go. Yeah. That gap's just getting smaller and smaller.
It's the smallest it's been for a while. Let's have a look then, Dad. You had one big signing here in Buadi.
£148 million, but he's still only 24. He's a world-class defence midfielder.
I was looking at the ages, like I say, of certain players. My defensive midfield player is 31. Was it Chouameni? Is it called? Chouameni. I looked at his age and thought, he could be. This guy plays that position, but he also plays in that attacking midfielder I can play as well. So I got best of both worlds. Are there 2 players in one, really?
Yeah.
So I've just sunk all my money into one.
Yeah, he goes into sort of those 2 roles that you both play.
Yeah.
Then you went for Castello Lucaba. Now, when you were signing him, I was like, why is he doing that? And the reason why I was thinking, why is he doing that, is because you already have William Pacho, Mickey van der Ven, and Josko Gvardiol. All 3 of them are left-sided centre-backs who can play left-back.
Yeah.
And then you signed Lucaba when you had Ruben Diaz at 35,
side,
who's on the right-hand side. And I think you don't realise that Lucaba was left-footed.
Might have made a bit of a boo-boo there, yeah.
I knew it! I was watching going, why is he going for Lucaba? He's left-footed.
Do you know what it was?
Diaz is right.
I had 3 or 4 on my radar to go for. And he was probably the only one that was left-footed. And when I went, I just wrote, which one am I going for? Which one am I going for? And I quickly just zipped over the 4 of them. And he was the better one of the 4. And I thought, right, I can afford to buy him. Let's get him in. And then you pointed out to me nicely afterwards. He was
after he pressed confirmation to sign him.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, he's a bit weak on his right foot, but I'm just hoping one of the other 2 can play, half decent on their right foot if I need to switch him over.
Ruben Diaz is there, 36 years of age, going, oh, come on, boss. They've got so much rest over them on that side.
They're changing players every week, and you're leaving me on every week. So.
Jesus. But, yeah, okay.
Fingers crossed that it doesn't cost me too much.
No, well, there was a couple of players who did leave the club for you as well. William Pacho was one of them. After we pointed that out, you did sell William Pacho for £45 million, which allowed you to buy Buadi.
Yeah,
so he does replace somebody else. Rodri's also
went as well. I promised Rodri the season before. He come up and said he's having problems with his family. He's getting homesick and he wanted to go, and so he goes to Saudi. Yeah, that was great, innit? I let him go and he goes to Saudi. So that's honestly that's what I had. I had all that coming off him. So I said he could go, so I let him go. But
more players that left. And Wesley Fofana went the season before. That's why Diaz has been by himself.
Yeah.
Trafford for £26 million, and a few others who did leave as well. So
that's how I was able to afford the second players and third players, really.
Yeah, Chevalier is the only one being locked in.
Yes, I've been keeping an eye on this, and I could have sold this goalkeeper about 4 times in the last 3 seasons, sort of thing. And I've been keeping him, and I'm just thinking to myself, when do I change it? I'm changing it this season. I'm taking a big chance, really, and I'm going to lock him in. I know it's going to upset the other goalkeeper, but I just think it's a little getting to that time where I think he's better on the ball.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm sort of thinking to myself, really, as a ball playing goalkeeper, which is what I'm playing. He's better at that.
Okay.
That's my only sort of theory behind it, really, that he's better at that, really. So fingers crossed it works for me.
All right. Well, yeah, as you can see, Gvardiol and Mickey van der Ven goes to that left-hand side, leaving Lucaba on the bench.
Yeah.
Buadi naturally goes into this centre midfield spot, which, of course, last year you locked in Asprilla.
Yeah.
It was last year's signing, and now he hasn't even played a single game yet.
No, I'm just leaving that to it. But the other big one is Hendrik.
Hendrik, yeah, on the right-hand side.
I'm going to leave him out on the wing.
Going in there.
Yeah, and just and I've got him into sort of the coming in inside forward as well, so and leaving that little gap there for him to all come into. So.
Yeah, so in possession he's a 5-star. Out of possession, that's why it goes down, because obviously when you go out of possession he is being asked to play further back, which he naturally can't do, as you can see down there. If you're wondering why on the combined he goes in on a 3-star, but he's a 5-star player, that's the reason why. These stars on the combined takes into consideration the star rating on both in and out of possession. So it gives you an idea.
It's a bit of a chance I'm taking, but I think it's worth the chance, really.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's have a look then at my transfer window, because I was correct. It was time for Isak to go. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't sell him abroad. There was a couple of guys, there's a couple of clubs who did come in. Both of them were in this league. I made quite a lot of money, off of like youngsters, like Morgan Cartman.
Scotland. I'm never going to play this guy because he's not that good. £30 million on him. And it's £30 million profit as well because he come through the youth team. Lots of loans going out though. Tyler Hardiman, another one. Carlos Robles, the centre-back. He actually has been playing centre-back as well. And now he is established as a good centre-back, which is good for me. That's what I wanted him to do last year. But there's a few others that have gone. But yeah, we're going back because it's annoyingly, it's on the other page. I made one signing, Johan Mazambi. Now, I had him to sign a few seasons ago before he made the move to Inter Milan. And I never had enough money at the time to go for it. Perfectionist personality, he's 26. He's obviously out because I've got the curse again, 6 weeks there, but I think he's a good centre midfielder who can also play DM and fill in up front, well, in that attacking midfield, should we need a bit of an all-rounder. And that's exactly why I've got him, considering he's only 26. No youngsters in, but I think we've got enough here. If we're looking at the players who are leaving, Alexander Isak has gone to Chelsea, £46 million. So if you think Mazambi cost me 87, I only had 50 million anyway, which is the reason why I needed to sell somebody. Isak left. He went to Chelsea though, unfortunately. But that's fine. I'm alright with that. Now, keeping the exact same tactic as last year, the only player I'm locking in is Kasahun, which is the goalkeeper. It still puts, I think, Mamardashvili in goal, as you can see there. So making sure he plays every single game. The rest of it, kind of happy to let him just fight it out. And Festus Hardcastle has 4 goals already at the start of the season. Get in, my boy. Love that. And then Alcer and Wirtz both has done very well. Alcer has 8 goals. Yeah, he's been unbelievable for me. Keenan Yildiz is getting the assist, so is Wirtz. So we've started the season really well, considering we have done terribly in the Community Shield. Other than that, we've only conceded 2 goals, which was in the Carabao Cup against West Ham. We beat Chelsea 6-0 after selling them Isak.
Who?
Which is brilliant. You love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Brighton 3-0 as well. And then Burnley at the start of the season, Alcer managed to get 2 there. Festus got 1 as well. Florian Wirtz getting the other. So, yeah. I mean, trophies. You've got 1 up on me there. It could have been 2. You could have been really putting the pressure on.
That,
but I've got a nice little 2 trophy buffer going into season number 8. Will I still have it at the end of the season? When we actually played each other, it was twice in a row during December, as I picked up a 3-2 win in the league at Anfield. The second game was a Carabao Cup clash in the quarter-finals, where Rio shone and scoring a brace in a 2-1 win. And again, we are incredibly dominant in the Premier League, going unbeaten in the first 23 games. Festus Hardcastle was leading the line very well as our current top scorer too, but went missing in the games that we needed him the most. As Spurs defeated us in the Carabao Cup final 3-2 to stop us from going 3 trophies ahead again, as the score stayed at 15-13. And wouldn't you know it, another 2 games against Dad in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. And this was a chance for Dad to get his own back, as my dominant domestic form couldn't carry into Europe, and he picked up a first leg win 4-1. And he backed out with a 4-4 draw in the second leg, followed by a 3-2 win in the league in the fixture right after. And with Spurs knocking me out of the FA Cup, the only trophy I won this season was the Premier League, taking the score to 16-13. However, Dad had a chance to make it 16-14 with yet another Champions League final, and this time it's against Spurs, another all-English final in Europe's biggest stage. It was a really quiet game up until the 41st minute of the match, when Malik Fofana assisted Rodrigo Mora to open the scoring. This was followed 15 minutes into the second half with a second goal for Dad City, and this time it was Endrick with the goal. But the icing on the cake came in the 79th minute, as they secured the win with Rodrigo Mora setting up Endrick for his second goal of the game. Most importantly though, it was another trophy, another Super Cup to be entered, and another step closer in the race to win more trophies than me, as Dad now makes it 16-14 with just 2 seasons to go. Well, a dominant win. Back-to-back Champions Leagues as well.
Yes, get in.
Back-to-back Champions Leagues. Knocking me out along the way too.
Yeah.
And obviously beating Spurs in the final. So, yeah, things looking great for you in this comeback. Unfortunately for you, though, I did win the league again.
Yeah, I only got 1 trophy on you this season, really, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and the worrying thing is, you're in that Community Shield again on your own. I'm not there. I can't do nothing about it.
And the opposition for the Community Shield is Everton. So it is a derby.
It's an
it
hard
might
game
be
for
hard.
you. It's going to be an hard game for you, but you should win it. You should win it. So
Yeah.
I could be one down again next season. So,
But then you've got to do the job in the Super Cup.
Yes.
You've got the Super Cup to do. So 16-14 is the current trophies going into the final 2 seasons, which makes it really interesting. But yeah, this is going to be a tight one now. I want to have a look at the Premier League again to have a look at the goals, because obviously with Erling Haaland still on form, but I'm scoring 131 goals now. That's mental. He scored 41 by himself, which is a joke, if anything. But if we're looking at this, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th is all Liverpool, which I'm actually really like. That's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if Festus had a little bit more. But he's got 20 goals less than Erling Haaland, only playing 4 games less. But Yildiz, Alsa, Florian Wirtz, my front 4, all getting around 20 goals. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So, really good. Really solid season from them. We just need more cup competitions. We did really bad in the cups, which is weird because I'm playing a more defensive style, which is usually better for the cups.
Yeah.
But there we go. Festus, 31 goals in total with 8 assists. Nice bit of growth in terms of the pace. I think physically he's got slightly quicker. Really good. I think the move, we planned it correctly, I think. It was the right time for him to take over now. Alsa is just unbelievable. 28 and 22. Matthias, oh my God. I thought he was the crap one out of the 2 that I signed. With Antunes. He's unbelievable.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
I mean, his dribbling's gone down. But he still
He's
looks
not dribbling
phenomenal.
though, he's just shooting. I
Yeah,
think.
he's just having a pop instead,
Yeah.
or passing it, crossing the ball. But yeah, there we go. And Antunes, of course, in the midfield, still solid, still really good. Age 22 as well. So I'm happy. I mean, I've
Yeah,
got to
you've
look
gotta
at
be
my
with that.
defensive midfield. I've got Vitinha at 33 now. I think he's got good natural fitness, so we don't have to worry about it immediately. Again, it might be something if I can find somebody. Mazambi was kind of the guy to fill that in. Kenneth Eichhorn was a little bit of a disappointment. He never really developed, and he's out on loan this year. I might try and sell him and find somebody. And Ben Simon, I loaned him out, and he hasn't really. I mean, he's got better, but he hasn't really played a lot of games. He's only played 13 games in total and got 4 goals. I was hoping that would be a little bit more, but all right, that's fine.
I mean, you're saying he doesn't look good. He's still worth 100 million.
I know, yeah.
Shit.
So we'll see. But yeah, my recruitment, my going into next season, only £58 million. So I might have to do a little bit of selling if I want to buy anybody world class, or I do what I've been doing and try and find somebody who's going to be good in the next couple of years. Dad, if we're looking at your recruitment, you've been given £126 million. Are you happy with how this season played out instead? I mean, Haaland got 60 goals in 56 games with 13 assists. That's mental.
Well, I've won the Champions League, so I've got to be happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll come second behind you.
Hendrick's done really well,
yeah,
22
I mean,
goals in 10.
I mean, it looks like he's gone down a little bit, but he's still looking good, though, in
Yeah,
that
he looks
position.
phenomenal.
So, yeah.
And Elise still played quite a
Yeah.
lot, to be fair, 18 and 18. But
18, 18, yeah, it's good, yeah.
you did sell Foden, who was
I mean,
playing on the left quite a
Mora
lot.
there is 15 goals again with 18
Yeah.
assists, so he's doing the job that I want him to do.
Fofana with 21 assists as well.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting about Fofana.
Yeah,
He's still amazing.
He's out on that left wing, so yeah. So like I said in the last season, my front line is still really good. I feel my defense, my midfield, there you go, he's still really good as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's no guessing which position I'm going to be looking at for trying to buy a player. The position I should have bought a player last season. I mean, how is he feeling now? Is he doing all right?
Well, Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably on his last
is he
legs.
alive? Have we still got him going?
We still got Ruben Diaz. There he is.
There he is. What's his fitness level? Yeah, see, I've got him nice and fit though.
Yeah,
haven't
he's slow as hell though. His natural fitness will never go down, but he's slow as hell. He's really struggling by the looks of it.
36 years of age and he's still doing a job in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, Thiago
boy.
Silva went on till he was like close, 40, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was still amazing. But
I'll try and help you out this season, mate. I'll see if I can get someone to just give you a break now and again.
yeah, I think
How's
he
that?
needs it.
Yeah.
I think there we go. So, yeah, close in terms of the trophies. Yet again, Daz closed the gap. 16-14 going into season number 9 with just 2 seasons left. We've both got ourselves a Community Shield or a Super Cup. It's getting incredibly interesting now. You don't want to miss it.
And I took a resounding lead, but Dad has caught me up after after 8 seasons, and it's 16-14 in trophies. However, there is another advantage that Dad has this summer. He's once again in the Club World Cup. And after defeating Arsenal in the semi-final, he just has to beat Spurs to lift the trophy, who he's just defeated in the Champions League final. So he is just one game away from being just a single trophy behind me going into season 9. And that man, Erling Haaland, was a menace again, scoring the only 2 goals of the game, both from set pieces, to get the job done. Meaning it's another trophy Dad has lifted and brings the score to 16-15. But of course, Super Cups and Community Shields are also about for the start of the season. So he's wasting no time and upgrading his squad, bringing in Pau Kubasi from Barcelona to strengthen his defence. Meanwhile, I'm bringing in a young defensive midfielder from the Netherlands for 35 million. The Community Shield went to a penalty shootout where Casahu made a fantastic save, leaving it all on the shoulders of Al Sir, who bangs it away to make it 17-15. But Dad was there to come from behind against Nice in the European Super Cup to take it to 17-16 to stay right behind me. Our first game of the season, however, was against each other, and after Dad took a 2-0 lead at home, all looked in City's favour until we pulled off a fantastic comeback to steal a 2-2 draw and the point.
Dad, going from 2-2, from being 2-0 up, that's quite bad when you're trying to push for the trophies.
Yeah, it is. It's 2 points drop, 2 precious points dropped, really. So, yeah, a bit disappointed with that.
I'm kind of hanging on with the skin of my teeth here because also winning the Community Shield, the trophy that you all hate me winning, winning that on penalties against Everton was great.
I was banking on Everton to do me a favour there, and they nearly did.
They scored the 89th
I love
minute.
the late goal. I thought, this is it. They've got you. But yeah.
Want to be. But you've done very well this summer. Club World Cup. Beating Spurs in the final as well, which is great. Arsenal in the semi without conceding a goal throughout the competition, which was quite impressive. And then obviously the start of the season, winning the Super Cup. Going 1-0 down in the first minute was quite hilarious. But pull it back, 3-1. Another trophy, 17-16, going into the penultimate season.
Yes. I've pulled it right back. We're right in it again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on a roll, mate. I'm on a roll. This is it. Come on.
Do you think you were 5-0 down and 10-5 down?
Yeah.
And you've pulled it back quite well. So the transfer history, let's have a look. Pau Kubasi was your main signing that you've brought in from Barcelona, £150 million. But he's worth it. He's a very good player.
Yes, I just felt that was the one position I felt I could really do with strengthen him. So I brought this guy in to sort of try and do that. Really, if I don't concede a goal, big fella up front's going to score a goal for me. So
yeah,
I'll take that. I'll take an Arsenal 1-0 anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we got a couple of free transfers. We got this man here coming in, which is just good backup, I guess, at centre back.
That's what I've done him for, really. Yeah.
Another option there, and then Seni Mayulu, who is a midfielder option that you got on a free transfer. Again, very good for free transfer.
I mean, you get any injuries, this guy can come in easily, and he's good. And he's
starting games. How good he is.
He's going to be getting into the team or pushing to get in the team all the time, and so I thought that was a bargain getting this guy, really. So yeah, I'm pleased with that as well.
Yeah, very good. So I mean, were there any transfers that went out? Let's have a look at just the transfer history. Donnarumma left on a free transfer. Rico Lewis left on a free transfer. Hodnett's gone as well for £35 million. So there were some players that did leave the club. But yeah, let's have a look to see. No changes here in the lineup. You still got Chevalier in goal, of course, but best 11 pick situates it like this. You still got Buadi and Chouameni in there. Kabasi actually goes into the team.
Yes.
Mora in behind Haaland is still really good. And Endrick getting some game time again, which is good to see from the right, because look how good he is.
Yeah, I've just got to let him go, man. And he can score the goals for me if Haaland don't score, really, coming in from that gap there on the side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a really strong side, especially in my midfield. I think I've got a really, really strong midfield and a centre-backs now as well. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. You're in trouble, mate. I'm catching you.
Pushing me to the limit. Well, I didn't actually make that good of a transfer window. I didn't have the money anyway, but I only had £16 million left. And I didn't decide to sell anybody. A couple of players left on a free. Chema Andres and Connor Bradley left. Owen Beck was a backup to my backup left back. Then it's just a couple of loans. But the players that I did bring in, Stan Uman from Feyenoord, looks like an okay midfielder, kind of just sitting on the bench waiting for an opportunity, I guess. But then there's also Ricky from Corinthians. Now, he's actually played 2 games and scored 2 goals, and he looks quite good from the left-hand side. Cutting inside, well, he actually is left-footed as well, so more of a winger because he's very good at crossing.
Yeah.
But it's the pace, agility.
19 with the pace of 16,
And
23 years of age.
17 stamina, so he'll keep doing it as well.
Yeah, good off the ball runs, and he is only costing me 14 million. So it was a very good sign.
Yes. God almighty.
2 games,
million.
2 goals, and a player of the match. Very good signing was Ricky. Now, the matchday squad, let's have a look. I haven't changed the tactic compared to when we last switched it around. Yildiz still keeps his position on the left, but Ricky, now we know, is a great option to come in. I'm not going to lock anybody in. I know Ben Simon could potentially be a better striker than Festus Hardcastle, but Festus Hardcastle came through the Liverpool youth team.
Yeah.
And he's called Festus. And this guy came through the Rennes youth team.
Yeah, he's called Ben.
So, yeah. And I mean, my brother-in-law's called Ben.
Yeah.
I'd rather stick him on the bench. My sister's husband. So, yeah, Festus Hardcastle keeps his position for now, based off the fact that current ability-wise, he's probably better, but Ben Simon could be better, and I need trophies this season. Festus Hardcastle is a better player this season. Alcer, though, is just, oh my God, he's just such a good player. I'm so happy with him, as well as Antunes going into this final year. I just like looking at these players.
What a right-hand side you got.
Yeah,
just
really. So good. Right, so, anyway, the trophy-wise, 17-16, so close, and there's so many trophies up for grabs each year, it could just literally switch around. So it's an exciting time. Let's see what happens season number 9. That continued to stay top of the league through to February, right before our second fixture against each other. Well, unfortunately for him, I won 4-0 at Anfield thanks to an Antunes hat-trick. And the low blows continued as I also lifted the Carabao Cup, beating Birmingham in the final, who knocked out of the semi, making it 18-16. All is not lost because the win against Stab was the only one that I won that month, as he now takes a commanding lead in the Premier League and is huge favourites to win that trophy. But the drama this season doesn't stop there, because we were then drawn against each other in the Champions League semi-final, and after a 1-1 draw at the Etihad, the game at Anfield was a Champions League classic, back and forth with my Liverpool side winning 4-3 on the night. Dad needed to make sure he kept the pressure on, and he did at first by winning the league to make it 18-17. Doubling that with an FA Cup final match against Arsenal, where they were a resounding 4-1 winners, which evens the score at 18-18 for trophies, and of course means that I'm not in the Community Shield in the final season. So it comes down to the Champions League final, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, for me to make sure I stay ahead in the trophy race after Dad's unbelievable comeback. And after taking the lead in just 12 minutes, I thought we were off to the races to reclaim our lead. But Real Madrid in the second half had other ideas and pulled it back to 1-1, taking the game to extra time, where again we were punished as former Liverpool player Gravenberch assisted Vinicius Jr.'s banger to give Real Madrid the win. And a huge opportunity was missed for me for this trophy and of course the Super Cup, meaning at 18-18 Dad could go ahead for the first time in the challenge if he wins the Community Shield. I've given up my lead.
Come on!
The Champions League
like
final.
This all the way. Bringing you in. I've got you half in the boat now.
I can't believe it. I mean, well done winning the Premier League and the FA Cup. I picked up a nice little Carabao Cup, so I'm only winning Mickey Mouse trophies, and I'm not sorry about it. But yeah, I mean, the fact as well that I even knocked you out of the Champions League, and I thought, oh, this is mine. And Real Madrid had other ideas. 18-18 going into the final year.
Who would have thought it, mate? I know I didn't. I thought I was gone.
Oh,
the team that you've been building, I didn't think I was going to catch it, but I have.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, you've won the FA Cup and the Premier League. You actually do me a favour, because if you lose the FA Cup, I don't go into the Community Shield. So it's a lose-lose situation. You just have to beat me in the Community Shield now. We're going to be playing against each other in the Community Shield. But you just know that's my trophy. That's my trophy. I think I've already won 7 of them.
Let's just talk about the league first, mate. I mean, not just
you wiped it.
17 points.
Yeah, absolutely wiped it. It is almost as if we give up. But then the only times we did show up was when we played you.
Yeah.
Because every time we seemed to play you, we did really well.
It was a draw at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and then we had a 4-0 in February, which was massive. And that was... At that point, I took over in the league, and then I lost the next 3
games.
And then you stayed so far ahead of me. I ended up beating you and then still finishing like 5 points behind you. which was crazy. But yeah, going on to win the Carabao Cup. I had a very hard Champions League run.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich in the round of 16. Then we had Barcelona in the quarters and you in the semis.
Yeah.
Real Madrid in the final. If you had to pick 5 clubs, those are the 5, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Outside of PSG, maybe you'd
Yeah.
put PSG in there, but those are the 5. Like, I had such a difficult run, and I couldn't get over the line. But yeah, again, even in the Champions League, a nice little 4-3 there.
Tide turn. Is the luck change? Is it all
Oh, I
coming
really
right way
hope
now
not.
at the right time?
Oh, I really hope not. Now, next season, you could start the season 2 trophies ahead of me
Yes.
with a Super Cup and a Community Shield win.
Oh.
That makes it really difficult then to pull
Well,
back,
if I start 2 trophies in front of you,
because then there's
gotta-
only 3
you gotta-
trophies left.
I've only got to win one of them.
Yeah, and it's game over. So it's going to be a huge season next year. Now you got 178 million pound. Let's look at the squad the Premier League squad who's managed to win it. 87 goals.
7 goals.
That's mental. That's silly
What
numbers.
a machine. And look at his average rating as well, 8.4. I mean, come on, he's a machine, isn't he? I didn't have to buy another striker, did
No.
I? I just relied on him not getting injured, and fortunate for me, he didn't.
He's
And
33.
Come on. How many goals has he scored for me in the 9 seasons that he's played for me so
Oh,
far?
it's been crazy. If we're looking at the career, just in the league alone, 54 he got this season, 54, which I think broke his own record.
Yeah.
Which had with you 52. Every single season, I think the lowest he's had with you was the first couple of years at 25. And imagine getting 25 goals in 28 appearances. You'd be off your tits buzzing, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Getting that in the Premier League. That to him is like, that's the worst season I've ever had.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because he's 34 goals in 36 appearances then.
Yeah.
So that it's almost like a goal a game in it, and then he just takes over, doesn't it?
Yeah,
52,
38. 39. More goals than actual physical games in the Premier League is possible. So 15 player of the matches as well. Erling Haaland, everybody. But
Yes.
30 goals for Endrick kind of overshadows it, doesn't it?
That's what I'm sort of saying, really. You know, I played him in that position and just let him do what he does best, really. He cuts in and does whatever, and he's still got 30 goals with Aaron scoring 87. I mean, where's he got the 30 goals from?
I mean, assist-wise as well, Rodrigo Mora got 26, as did Malik Fofana. So that's your centre-attacking midfielder who, look at that.
Yeah.
And then Malik Fofana, who's been playing from the left-hand side, also getting 26 assists. So some huge numbers there, assist-wise too. And you got nearly £200 million to spend on more players, which is ridiculous.
I'm scratching my head thinking, where can I improve that team?
Well, yeah. I've only been given 30 million.
I don't touch the front line, do I?
No.
You can't, because you can't improve that. So, yeah, I mean, fortunately, you've only got 30 million, and then, I mean, what I've got to say with over the challenge that we've been doing so far, you have built one hell of a site.
Yeah, I've been very lucky with the youngsters that I've brought in.
You've brought in some really good youngsters. I've been fortunate. I inherited a few good players, and I've just added a couple good ones. Now, you know, who are really good now.
Yeah.
You've brought your players through, really. So
Florian Wirtz was the top scorer. 32 and 26 again. Yeah. He's been my best player. Festus Hardcastle was the 29 goals there with only 5 assists as the main striker. Alsa 28 and 15, still great numbers. And Tunes from centre mid 14 and 15, still really great. Yildiz a little bit less than I was hoping. 13 and 15. I was hoping for more than that. And then Ben Simon, who has just come into his own. That was a 3-star accountability when we started the season. He is now up to 4.5 star. Just from playing 19 starts and 6 off the bench.
Unbelievable.
So I would say next season it's him and Festus Hardcastle just kind of like,
battling it out.
Yeah, battling it out. Let's see who wants to start more games. But yeah, other than that, I don't know what I'm going to do to strengthen this team. I don't think I need to, but for Casahoon, my goalkeeper, obviously made some good saves in the penalty shootout, has been vital for me. Bringing him in, that was a really good signing for me. And it's just finding those little gems I've had to do.
I mean, he's 23. He's hell of a keeper for 23, isn't it?
Yeah. So, season number 10 then. This is going to be a really interesting season. There's a couple of players I think I could potentially sell. William Gomez didn't play that many games. Might be able to get a good amount for him. We'll see. Let's see what happens in the final season. Dad started the summer with a big centre-mid signing, bringing in Larsson from Frankfurt, who was available for £80 million thanks to a release clause that he activated. I brought in a little bit more transfer budget when I got an offer to sell William Gomez from Inter Milan, and I decided to accept the deal. And I brought in Gustavo Medina, a 6'7" Mexican centre-back with 20 jumping reach. However, he can't really pass the ball, and is definitely not composed with it. So I decided to keep him on a no-nonsense centre-back role, which might be risky, changing my tactic in the final season with so much on the line. Turns out, because Dad won both the league and cup, I will in fact be playing against him in the Community Shield because of finishing in second place, and that's not ideal for Dad. Because of course we all know how good we are in this competition as we fly through and even go 3-0 up before Dad's side even score in the match with a solitary goal, leaving the trophy scores at 19-18 to me in season 10.
Well, 19-18. I take the lead again, thanks to the Community Shield.
I ain't saying nothing.
I love how much you all hate me winning this. And I don't care.
We put it in from the start. I've got to accept it.
Yeah.
It's a trophy. Don't matter what trophy it is. It's a trophy, lads.
It's a
I'm
trophy.
sorry. You know, I agree with you, but it's a trophy.
Yeah. Ben Simon with the 83rd minute goal. He's actually started playing games. So you might be in trouble now. I have a good striker.
Yeah.
You started the season with a draw to Everton. You've won 4-0 and 5-0 since. Haven't conceded a goal, which is good. You just needed to score. Where was Erling Haaland in this? 6.8. He got 60 plus goals in the league last season, and he can't get one against Everton at home.
He got, I don't know, was it 3 against?
Shut out.
3 against Brentford, though?
3 against Brentford, and then 1 against Nottingham Forest. So he still has 4 goals in 3 games,
Yeah.
but still, he didn't score in either the Community Shield or against Everton.
Yeah, he let me down in the Community Shield.
He did. So, yeah, right. At the start of the season then, you had quite a bit of money. You have spent it as well, bringing in one big signing in Hugo Larsson for £80 million, but you also spent 70 on Noah Kai Banks as well from Bayern Munich. So another centre-back option at the back there.
Yeah, I'm just worried about injuries and things like that, so just blocking it up completely, I feel.
Okay. And then Hugo Larsson in centre-mid, who actually is starting games.
Yeah.
In centre
He's a
midfield.
good centre midfield by this was, I think. I was a bit worried. I was thinking of the cup games, really. I was just thinking my assistant manager's going to rotate my squad. So I've tried to make every second player as nearly as good as my first team player.
Right.
And that's what I think I've done with my defence now. I think I've got a complete sort of second back defence that's as good as my first team, really. And hoping that this is the season I've got to win the trophies at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping that's what this is what it'll do.
You also sold a player here, which you got on a free transfer last year for 50 million.
Yeah, good business.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've got another midfielder, and he's
Tchouameni also left. Yeah,
he's starting. Yeah, I went for that. He was that age now where I thought I needed a bit more money, but I was thinking I was going to need a bit more money, but I didn't need it at the end as it was. Cause I left a bit of money in the bank, but I got another midfielder in. And I think he's going straight into the first team. So
Javi Simmons, but he has started the game. Yeah. So where Hugo Larsson, he started Larsson games instead. I
think Larsson's going to end up playing that role most of the season. Really.
Yeah,
that's what I was banking on, really. So I think it's just as good. Really, I didn't really need him anymore. So this is a team I'm hoping. I haven't changed anything else. Just brought these players in and hopefully go for it. I've got to be winning these cups, especially now. I'm 1 behind again. I've got to be winning the trophies at the end of the season.
Well, yeah, I take the lead, but let's see. My transfer window wasn't as spectacular as I'd hoped going into that final year. Just a one signing for £74 million after making money on William Gomez and another 17 on Pau Navarro, which was one of the first signings I actually made. But Gustavo Medina, £74 million for a 6'7" Mexican player, 22 years of age, from Burnley as well, 19 aggression, but not very composed and cannot pass the ball. So I've changed him to a no-nonsense because, I don't want to risk him at the back having the ball.
Let's just look at his jumping reach.
20 jumping reach with 6'7", yeah. But, I mean, that's the risk I'm going to take, changing the role of the tactic in that final season. And if we're looking at the best 11, he does go in there, as you can see. Alcer, Wirtz, Keenan Yildiz, but Ben Simon up front instead of Festus Hardcastle, who's now dropped down to the bench.
Still good, though. Still good, Festus. You're all good, mate. Ben Simon, though, started the season with 4 goals in total already. He's picked up a goal against Manchester United in the 3-1 win there. We drew to Arsenal with Antunes and Vitinha scoring. But then against Southampton, Ben Simon with 2 goals again. So picking up the win there. Final season, then. Who is going to win the most trophies? I go into it 1 trophy ahead, and at the end, we'll do a full breakdown of which trophies each of us have won, so you will be able to determine whether I won it on a farcic note because it was the Community Shield or it was fair. We'll have to have a look. But let's see what happens in the final year. The season, league-wise, was very tight in the first half of the year, and even in the game between us, it took until a 94th minute winner from Ben Simon to snatch Liverpool 3 points. And going into February, we had the same win-loss-draw record, and I was only ahead on goal difference above Dad. But Dad was about to level the scores once again as he made the Carabao Cup final, and against Arsenal, Erling Haaland was on fire, scoring a hat-trick at Wembley and a 4-1 win to bring it back level on trophies at 19 each, with 3 trophies remaining. And Dad had just taken the lead at the top of the title race as well, with a trip to Anfield in the 3rd to last match. Unfortunately, though, he lost 3 games in a row, which eliminated him from the Champions League and the FA Cup. Dad did look in prime position to win the league, as even with my game in hand, if I won, I'd still be 5 points behind. And after winning my game in hand, I then went and beat Dad 2-0 at Anfield, trying to give myself a chance. However, it was too late, and Dad went on to lift the Premier League trophy and take the lead by 1, 20-19. There was just one problem for Dad. I was in the FA Cup final against Southampton still, and I had made it to the Champions League final with Real Madrid. So Southampton in the FA Cup final, and it was a rather easy contest as we broke the deadlock with just 4 minutes and then secured it with a second and then a third by Livramento before half-time, evening up the scores to 20 trophies each as we lift the FA Cup. And just days later, can we do the same for the first time with Liverpool in the Champions League? The venue of the final was a packed-out Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, and Mbappe's Madrid had been formidable foes to me in the past, of course. And with so much on the line, will they cause disruption on my quest to lift one more trophy than my dad? And with the game poised at 0-0 at half-time, the nerves really began setting in. It would take something unorthodox to break the deadlock, something like a set piece, and it's 1-0 to Liverpool from the corner. But Real Madrid fired back immediately with an attack of their own, sending Mbappe free, but all he could do was sting the keeper's hands. That was until the 89th minute, where an attack down the right was cut back, and this time, Casahoon couldn't keep the ball out, and it's 1-1. Such a tight match, and nothing can split both teams as it goes to extra time. Some substitutions were made, and from kickoff, we were already in trouble, as Real Madrid attacked from the off, leaving us relying on Casahoon once again to keep them out. Finally, a bit of class though in red as Al-Sir picked out Yildiz at the back post, and he smashed in a shot to put us 2-1 up. By this point, the Real Madrid legs were tiring, and we fully took advantage as Felix Hardcastle broke the defensive line, staying onside and belted in a beautiful shot to give us a 2-goal buffer going into the second half of extra time. And the second half flew by without a single big chance for either side, leaving Liverpool as deserved winners in the final, lifting their first Champions League trophy under my helm, but most importantly, trophy number 21 in my reign as manager, meaning I just beat my dad by one single trophy. Got it done! Whew.
Skin of your teeth.
The final 2 games of the whole challenge went from me losing this whole challenge to winning it.
When I won the Carabao Cup and brought us level, I thought, this is it. Then won the league, I thought, yes, gotcha. Oh, come on, Real Madrid.
89th minute, the equaliser. I thought, oh no, here we go again. Keenan Yildiz, Festus Hardcastle, look who set them up. Al-Sir. Get him, my boy.
I can't believe I got done in the FA Cup. Was it by Birmingham? Oh,
Birmingham in the FA Cup. You had such a terrible couple of days in March.
Yeah. Knocked out of the Champions League.
Days in March.
3 games
I mean,
there.
all right, you're looking at Barcelona doing me 3-0 and 3-1. All right, that's at least I've lost to someone like no disrespect to Birmingham, but I've lost to someone really good.
Yeah.
And then lose to Birmingham in the
You're
FA
in the
Cup.
Championship.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be losing that game. That's one of those times where you're thinking, my assistant manager's picked the team to win the Champions League rather than making sure you go through in the FA Cup, and he's probably rotated the side.
Carabao Cup,
yeah,
which
and
was
I went on
coming up
that. So
against
four,
Arsenal.
4 big games there, and I lost 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's cost you.
I don't believe it.
And it's cost you.
And then for you to go through and have, who was it in the final? Southampton. That's when you want one of the big boys to be there rather than one of the smaller teams.
Because you up the league again.
Yes.
4 points. Got the league.
I mean, I'm chuffed to bits of winning the league. The last 2 seasons, really, that proved that my team was as good as I was hoping they were going to be. And they had to be, because your team is phenomenal.
Ellen Hunt only scored 38.
Yeah,
Disappointing.
He's let me down. I'm going to get rid of him now. I'm ditching him. I'm going to get rid of him and get a new striker, I think.
Well, you can, because it's the end of the challenge, and I have gone on and won. What a finale that is. And we will do a full breakdown at the end. But Festus Hardcastle, who's unhappy, wants a new deal, was my top scorer, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Ben Simon, I thought would have been, and you can see Ben Simon started way more games, only scored 16 goals. That might have cost me in the league there, because Festus Hardcastle, when he came off the bench, was perfect. 33 goals this season, 24 and 24 for Florian Wirtz, 22 and 12 for Yildiz, 17 with 31 assists. Matthias Al-Sur. And these will also, the save game file will be made available on page.com/MegaLeagueGaming or on the YouTube channel members, should you wish to have a look. Carry it on, get the tactics. Be my guest, they'll be on there an hour after this video comes out. But yeah, Vitinha, age 35, was one of my first signings. He's done really well to secure that CDM position for as long as what he has. And Tunes, absolutely buzzing with. But let's have a look at the losers team. Which I can't believe it was that close. But still, 58 goals in 53 games.
And I said he let me down.
Yeah.
He just let me down in the league. Then he's all right in the cups.
Endrick, 21 and 10, 19 and 10.
Empire was really lethal, when they.
Yeah.
I mean, that Endrick signing for me was so good, really. Just sort of like slot him in beside Alan, really.
Yeah, I mean, he came in for quite a lot of money, I think, 115 million, but he didn't play for a long time until like this season here, where he was given a lot of game time. Then he really developed into like the last 3 years, turning into be one of your better players. But yeah, phenomenal player.
Well, to be honest, I only bought him to sort of be Alan's substitute. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Just in case he did get injured, so then he sort of made himself a winger, didn't he?
Yeah, but there we go. Anybody who wants to continue it, £128 million for Dad.
How do you improve that?
I've only got 13 million. Really poor, but I've somehow clinched and won. So a big thank you to everybody who's got this far into the challenge. Season 10 crew, it would be.
It was a hell of a good.
I can't believe how much you come back.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a hell of a good challenge. I enjoyed this one, must admit. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. But make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next challenge that will be taken on. It could be Glory Hunter. Once the game's sort of like fixed, all the little bugs that are on it right now, we'll be playing Glory Hunter very soon.
Wait for that one.
But if you haven't done so already, check out the 10 seasons I did with Barcelona. I'll put that on at the end of the screen. But for now, let's have a look at the big trophy breakdown and see how much I scammed everybody by winning this challenge with a lot of community shields. So the total breakdown of trophies is this. Premier League, Liverpool with 5, Manchester City with 3. Champions League, Liverpool with 1, Manchester City with 4. FA Cup, Liverpool with 4, Manchester City with 2. Carabao Cup, Liverpool with 3, Manchester City with 4. Community Shield, Liverpool with 8, Manchester City with 2. UEFA Super Cup, Liverpool with 0, Manchester City with 3. And the Club World Cup, Liverpool with 0, Manchester City with 2.